All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Carlos, I'm doing great. I'm not sure you can tell by the background here, but
yeah, looks a little dark. What's going on?
It's like it's rain. Can you look outside? You see that's It doesn't look dark in the camera, but it's dark out there. It's just like, of course, I just look at a house next door, but it's look. It's still warm. It's weird. It's warm and raining. I actually went outside and I was getting rained on and could barely tell because the rain was like the same temperature as my body. It was.
That's interesting. Yeah.
A little odd. I'm not used to that here in these climes. I'm sure in the south they're like, and that's just
what's your point?
It works, but that's not the way the world works in Canada. So
yes.
Anyway.
Friends, good morning. Happy Wednesday to our members in chat and also our YouTube friends. So thank you for joining us today. Quick look at what's going on with our gappers list this morning as we are again hitting record highs on not everything, but at least the overall market. SPY, Nasdaq, both just blasting through here as everything is looking positive as far as the overall market. All right. Gappers list today. A couple of things in here we'll get into. We do have some names that we've seen plenty of times make some noise. BTAI has been here a couple of times already. BMNR. This thing is just on the gappers list, Peter, every morning for no reason. It's just here. It's here today again, up 5%. I see one of my good friends, my old time buddies, Baba. We'll see what's happening there. And what seems to be my new favorite semiconductor, AMD. That's on here as well. So we'll see what's going on there. Gapping down a couple.
It's old is new again.
It's back front and center. All right, let's get to our U.S. economic calendar. See what's going on here, Peter. What is the latest and greatest today?
Pretty quiet today. We really don't have any economic data coming out. There's a couple minor things. We got crude oil prices that are coming out and a few, bank announcements. It seems like the Fed chairs are out doing the speaking circuit again. We got a few today. There was a few yesterday. They continue to be very active, I think, as they're trying to, they're really doing work to make sure people understand the reason why the Fed is maintaining interest rates where they are and their decision behind it. And, like Carlos, at least to something you're just talking about, like, yes, yesterday, the Qs and the SPY, basically the US markets, closed at all-time highs. And, like every standard economic indicator says the economy is faltering and that everything should be down, doom and gloom, things aren't going well. And yet the stock market is at all-time highs. Like it defies traditional expectations, right? And honestly, people don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, and I don't know, but are you? I mean, you're in Canada, but are you? I'm not feeling any crazy. I mean, things are expensive, but the gas prices are low. They're not high. Like I don't see like I don't go to buy something like, oh my god, inflation. Like I'm not feeling that. So you got people that are saying their gas price is like $4, $5. I'm like, where do you live? Or are you buying premium or I don't know, something that's not normal? But
gas prices are definitely high here, but I mean, they're just always.
But they're always high over there, right? They're always higher, right?
I mean, they're as high as they've ever been, so I'll give you that. I mean, I know the food prices are definitely up, right? Just the cost of food is higher. I mean, I'm fortunate that I don't. It's not like I change my buying habits as a result of the price. But I mean, I feel for those that where food is a bigger percentage of their income. And that has been challenging. But there are things, Carlos, you're right, that haven't gone up as much. Remember when they said, car prices were going to go up 30%? We haven't seen that yet. And and electronics, I'm told that any day now, all electronics prices are going to go up. They have gone up, but they haven't gone up as much as predicted. So I'm not sure what to make of it. Like, it feels like we're in an uncertain place right now, and everybody's like, just wait, it's coming. But I don't know. Let's face
Yeah.
it, we're we're what, 3/4 of the way through the year, I guess, right? Well, not quite. Two thirds of the way
Yeah,
through the year.
almost. But and there's
Yeah.
one of the Fed speaker was saying they're pricing in three cuts for this year. I'm like, wow, that's aggressive. Peter, your camera's a little fuzzy. Um,
What? Oh,
mm, yeah, look a little.
where'd I go?
mm,
What's
Yeah,
what's happening? Why am I?
it's
Maybe
missing
it's the
some of the
dark.
light. It's missing some of that. It's
The
like, hey,
dark.
Peter, where's the regular light here? Agreed.
There we go.
Joe Lomas in our YouTube chat. I agree 100%. Where I do see the increases in coffee. Coffee is out of control. It is so expensive. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I do see a huge increase there when it comes to that. You know what it is, and for
I
me,
guess
it's
that's not
value.
something I would.
Yeah, it's well, that's something
Yeah.
you will see, right? 'Cause you don't drink coffee, but it's value, right?
Prices have gone up.
I don't mind paying for what I have to pay, but there's some stuff that's just not worth that. Like you're ripping me off, you know? I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
I
what else,
I
Peter?
you
What else?
know it's anyways, it's an interesting time. I think that honestly people are struggling to understand because look, President Trump is doing things that are unprecedented, and that means that standard economic models aren't working. They just don't sort of have the ability to process this. Now, again, I don't know what's coming tomorrow. Everything could fall apart, or tomorrow everything could improve. But it does feel like we are on a slow downward trajectory generally in the North American economy. But as I said, it hasn't been as dire as expected. And but that seems to be refuted by the markets that we face every day. I mean, yesterday was just a day of up, up, and more up, right? Like we were just, we were flying. So, anyways, let's take a look at some stocks today because, let's see if the trend is going to continue. Now, I mention all this because as it relates to market, right? We're here to trade. And whenever you have these big up days, usually the next day is like one of those breather days, right? You get a little bit of pullbacks, you get sort of less market activity. I can't say for sure that's what's gonna happen. I don't know, but it was a fairly aggressive bullish day yesterday. So, we need to sort of pay attention to this market overall. We're gapping higher this morning, so that's good, but who knows whether we're going to pull back into yesterday's range or, we're going to continue to take off. It's as sector performance was good sort of across the sectors yesterday. So I find it just fascinating. Like it's a great time to trade because there certainly is trading opportunity. But like we keep saying, it's the summer session. It's not easy trading, but it is certainly opportunistic trading
Right.
when you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw it yesterday from Andrew's live trading too. I mean, it was hard. It was not easy
Yep.
to get to the goal. You really had to take a lot of shots at the across the bow here. All right, let's take a look, friends. Let's jump into our gappers list. See what's going on here. See what we can pull off this list. And I know we'll be looking at some of our usual suspects, which have been trading so well, like Nvidia, AMD, Tesla. Tesla. How about Tesla yesterday with that short? We'll definitely look at that. All right, let's start here. ATNF, first one on the list here. Oh, again, 180 Life Sciences. Wow, look at their daily. So they've been getting very, very active. Had an active day yesterday. I didn't really have it on deck. And it got going a little bit later in the day. But today, again, gapping up another, well, not another, but 51% this time. 14 million shares traded. I mean, Peter, this thing it's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, it was. This is the one that's backed by Peter Thiel. It's basically a crypto stock. They sort of call themselves a biotech, but they're not. They've decided to invest in crypto. But it's benefited their stock price. I mean, like you said, it's been on the rise. Analysts are saying, is it the next micro strategy? Look, we've only got a couple of days here of movement. Let's like calm down, take a deep breath. Uh, I think it needs a little more, proof in the pudding before we can call it a micro strategy, but it's certainly on the move. So pre-market doesn't look that great, to be honest. It's been pretty flat, but if we look at yesterday's price action, it followed the rest of the market and had a slow riser. So I can only expect the same for it today. It may just do what the market does. You know what I didn't do this morning?
Mm,
I didn't check crypto prices because I understand that like Ether went up to all-time highs overnight. And let's see, Bitcoin hasn't moved. It's at 120,000. Yeah, Ethereum is up 44,700. That's pretty impressive. Just 2 days ago, it was only at 3,500. So, it's up like 25% in the last couple of days. So look, those companies that I have been shaking my head at that have these treasury strategies with Ethereum, they're laughing at me now because they're making money.
yeah,
Well, uh, it's working in the short term. It's working.
it's working. It's working. All right, let's continue, friends. See what else we have going on here. That's ATNF again. It's in play, no question. I won't be watching. I don't like it as much. Again, it's just not my typical stock that I would look at. SPNS looks like some kind of buyout, or actually, yeah, it looks like some kind of buyout. Again, it doesn't look great for trading. Peter, what's the news? Whatever it is, it's not looking all that hot.
Excellent read, Carlos. It is absolutely a buyout. A company called Advent is going to buy them out for about 2.5 billion. They're going to take them private, so they've agreed to pay all cash $43.50. And yeah, that's what drove it up. It's not likely to move from here, right? This is its settling price more than likely, and it's just going to hang out here now. So.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Speaking of buyouts and all this good stuff, did you see this proposal of Perplexity wants to buy Google Chrome? I think they're like 34 billion dollars. Do you see this here? I think
I
that's
did not.
interesting. Yeah, I can't. I think it was reported yesterday. I wonder if they're gonna go for that. Who uses Chrome? Anybody uses
I
Chrome,
can't.
Peter?
I can't imagine. Why would they sell it?
Yeah, I wonder how much this
Why?
is worth. 34
That's
billion is a lot, but I don't see. You know what it is, Peter? People still go to google.com. It doesn't matter what browser they're in. They could be in Safari, they could be in Firefox, whatever browsers
yeah.
out there. People still go to the search monster, which is
I
google.com. I mean, where do you search for stuff, Peter? Where do you go?
I Chrome is my primary browser, I've got to admit. So,
Yeah, but as far as
um,
searching, right? Like, are you going to bing.com to search?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to bing.com? Are you going to yahoo.com? Like, I use Safari on
No.
my Mac. I use Safari on my phone. I'm going to
Yeah,
google.com
I
to when I
still
want
I
to
go to
search something.
Google.
Of
I
course.
just
So
I just Google it.
uh,
Yes.
sell it, and people are still going to come to Google if that's the search engine of
Yeah.
choice. Make a
Yeah.
quick 34 billion.
I mean,
So
because Chrome is my primary browser, I don't even go to Google. I literally just type the search into the whatever the address bar in the search engine.
yeah,
It automatically, directs you to Google search. So you don't even have
yeah,
to know you're using Google necessarily. So, but anyways, yes. But to this offer that you're mentioning, Perplexity AI, I gotta believe they did this for the headlines because it's an unsolicited offer. They basically just, like they cold called Google publicly, cold called them and just said, "Hey, we'll buy the Google Chrome browser." And Google
right.
responded very quickly, by the way, and said, "Not for sale, but thanks." So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's going anywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely they don't need the money, that's for sure.
You
So
know,
that they're not.
no, they don't need the money. The only potential is that there is the Justice Department does have a case. I mean, they have. There's always cases against these large
Always,
companies,
yeah,
but they've been talking about how much of a monopoly different companies have. Of course, they're always looking at the big ones, like Apple's monopoly is because of
yeah,
the App Store, and Google's monopoly because of the search engine. Anyways, a sale of Chrome could sort of erase or at least remove some of the monopoly concerns, but I still don't think Google would do it because it's too much of a integrated asset into their ecosystem. But who
yeah,
knows? I mean, as you said, the offer was made, so I suppose they could take it. Yeah.
yeah. Interesting when I saw that there yesterday. Let's take
I,
a look at the next one here. Go ahead, Peter.
It feels like the offer is very low, by the way. Like if I was to put a price tag, if you just randomly ask me how much Google is worth, knowing how popular of a search engine it is, I can't believe 34 billion. Like it doesn't sound like enough.
Well,
340 billion, I think
I
they might start to pay attention, but 34 and a half, that feels insulting.
no, that's a lot. Remember, just the browser, not the search engine itself, not the Google.com search engine,
No,
right?
I know, but still,
Yeah,
just
I
for the
think
browser,
that's high.
I
I
still
think I think
feels
the
low.
value is in the search engine, to be honest. And also, like you said, right, you could default these things. Like I could put Safari to only search on Google.com instead of, I don't know what else is out there,
So
Bing.com and or whatever you can use.
Sam asked the question, where did Perplexity get the money? Isn't it just a startup? This is the fascinating thing
They don't have
about
it.
big world financing, right? Like just look back to even Elon, right? Look to how Elon financed the purchase of X, right? Or Twitter, I guess that he bought at the time. It would yeah, basically you can leverage the asset that you're buying for the loan to buy it. So, Perplexity doesn't even have to have the money. They basically, if Google agreed to sell it, I'm willing to bet there'd be a bank that said, we'll take that bet. We'll give you the money just based on the value of the browser itself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you or I could theoretically go to the bank if we had enough credibility with them and make the same, arrangement. But anyways,
Yep. Yep. 100%. All right, let's take a look here, friends. What's in our gappers list next here? DFDB, DFDB, V, that is. Oh, Defy Developments. We've seen the name before. Doesn't normally trade very well. I probably won't have it on my list. It is a lower flow stock sitting at 9.6, but for a low flow like this, I would love to see incredible volume, which I'm not seeing that now in the pre-market. So again, I'm just going to skip through this, Peter, unless you have anything to add.
no, they, doesn't matter what their actual business is. They are one of those companies that are a treasury now. They are a Solana treasury, and like we've already pointed out, all of these coins seem to be going higher. So that's the reason why they're up.
Yeah, excellent. All right, we'll see what's going on here. UPXI, another one that we've seen plenty of times in the past. This morning,
Yeah,
UPXI.
exact same story. Solana
Yeah,
treasury. That's why
yeah.
they're up.
All right, we'll move on. Let's take a look. This one is always on deck. BMNR. Byte Mine is up here, up 6.4 this morning. Love the
I
name.
don't think I will.
Love the name. Sitting on the American Stock Exchange has been very active. Over the last couple of days, you've seen an increase in volume over here. So you've seen a little bit of more action, up to 147 million shares traded per day this morning, looking to do that as well, as we have 4.4 million. So again, it's been moving. I mean, just look at this, 32, 50, 66 today.
Yeah.
Peter, what's the latest and
Yeah.
greatest, man?
Look, Ethereum Treasury, they've said they're actually going to sell more of their held shares in their own company in order to fund the purchase of more Ethereum. So they're digging deeper. So, the strategy better work. I don't know. I am such a negative Nelly. Anyways, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. All right, let's take a look here. What else? Again, how about trading wise, though, Peter? Right, the news is crazy, but trading wise, I think I find it a little bit erratic to keep on deck. But it's getting
Yeah,
interesting, man. As it continues to
we
gain volume here, I mean, what are we thinking? Oh, the flow is 2 million. Very low flow stock. I didn't
we were
realize the flow
watching.
was that low.
Yeah, I mean, and it trades like a low float. I mean, the float's not that low. I see 91 million shares in the float, but
Oh, so I got wrong date. I got 2 million. So
no,
okay, it's
no,
not that
no.
low. All right,
No, not that
a little
low.
bit higher.
But yesterday it's trading. It was very problematic. I was watching it sort of just after the open, like around 10 o'clock. Went to it, and oh my God, it was choppy at that time of the day yesterday. It then did make some moves, like it did move higher, but being able to predict that move was not. Anyways, it just what didn't look like an easy trade. It felt like others were moving a little more with a little more stability. I just noticed too, this actually also trades on the American Stock Exchange, so that's always a little bit of a
Yeah, so it's a little bit funky on the
little
American
more,
Stock
more difficult.
Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the price action just seems to be a little bit weird on that. All right, let's do two more. I want to get down to Baba, my good buddy down there. You can always check this out, friends, at tradingterminal.com. You can get these scanners plus other trading tools that are extremely useful, especially for our new traders. So new traders, so you can get a lot of information there, a lot of practice with the simulator. Again, it's just a whole bunch of tools there. All right, let's go over to the next one on deck, which is a BTAI. Did we look at this one already? I don't think we did, but it's climbing up here on our gap up list. So BTAI, this is BioCell Therapeutics, has been in play over the last couple of days. You can see the move here, 5 million shares float. Again, I really don't like trading low flows. It's not part of my criteria for my strategy, so I tend to avoid them. I like watching them though, Peter. When they're in play, they're fun to watch. But this one here, I'm not sure if it will be on my list today. What was the news on this, Peter? Did we break the news down? I don't recall if we did a couple of days ago.
You moved on to BTAI already. So we did. Well, no, we actually looked at BTAI by accident when we were looking at BBAI because it had come up yesterday.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So we never really looked. I'm actually sort of surprised to see it here again. But I think we had it's BioXcel Therapeutics, and it's another one of these companies that is getting into some business that's not their business. They did have earnings earlier, which is why they originally jumped up. I can't imagine that this is, I don't know, something that we really want to pay attention to. That being said, the pre-market action actually looks surprisingly good. I just
It
pulled up
does
the
look
chart.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Look
It
at that.
does.
Look at
5
yeah.
million, 5 million shares in the float though, so it is a low float. Yeah, it's on SSR. Well, it's shortable for 150,000 shares. It looks better than I would have thought, but still, I'm not poking it with a pole.
Like that. All right, let's hop around. BTI is just moving up and down. It's kind of throwing me off. We did look at BM and R already. Here we go. Two really good buddies of mine, ex-buddy Baba, and
Baba,
my
yeah.
new main buddy, AMD. So let's take a look at those. Let's start with Baba here. Baba on deck this morning, guys, up 3.6, 989,000 shares traded. We are actually doing something. But can this amount to good trading? Right, we had a good day yesterday. I actually want to go back and look at yesterday's trading, see if we have. Oh, that's nice. We missed this. Well, not missed it. We have other things to look at. But look at Baba's breakout of the VWAP here, man. We haven't seen that type of trading. At least I haven't in some time, and that looked good. That looked really good.
Yeah,
So
I was
what's going on?
noticing it yesterday that there were a lot of the Chinese stocks were moving higher. Then again, the overall market was moving higher, so no surprise. It largely looks like it sort of followed the US market. We haven't seen these on our trading list for a while. The Chinese companies have really sort of lost favor, I think, as trading stocks because I just don't see the same type of momentum in them that we used to have. Look, and mostly it's back to the U.S. Needing to negotiate, and they've more or less said, "Do your worst." Right? Like, I'll go back to the statement that was made a couple of months ago by one of the Chinese diplomats to the U.S. who said, "We've been here for thousands of years. We'll make it through this." I just, I just
Yeah,
love
that was a
the
funny comment.
arrogance in the statement.
Yeah.
Not wrong though. They're like, whatever. It's
I
almost
I
saying
don't know
like
if that's true though. I
young
think
kids in the
AI.
US, like, whatever. Play your games. We'll
Yeah.
outlast you. Anyways,
It,
it
it,
was it was a beautiful line. But bottom line, I mean, look, the tariff situation has caused problems for U.S. stocks. Of course, some of their business went to the U.S., but China has been taking a deliberate stance to reduce their exports to the U.S. over time. Which means it's not like their total exports to the US has declined, but their total export pool has increased, thus decreasing it. In fact, over the last 4 or 5 years, the number of exports to the U.S. as a percentage of the total has reduced from about 7 to 3%. So that means that even if the tariffs take a toll, though, even if China lost every single export to the U.S. that they currently have, that would only be a 3% hit to their total volume. So you have to understand that relative scale. The U.S. does not make up the majority of the business. Now, indirectly, the U.S. does make up a bigger percentage, but you have to remember a lot of Chinese goods are unfinished products or partially developed products, which often go to other countries and then get imported into the U.S. So those don't get included in the number I just mentioned to you. So I mean, look, it's a complex ecosystem out there, right? Like Canada's a good example where we bring in a lot of half finished or even raw goods and then redevelop, and we would on sell it to the U.S. as do a lot of countries. But it's sort of interesting to sort of see China take a very different stance than a lot of countries in the face of the Trump tariffs, and they haven't bent yet, right? Like they're just like, you know, we're here ready when you want to be serious, which is fascinating, and I think that's part of why the interest in the Chinese stocks from a trading point of view has declined because it's risky, it's uncertain, and frankly, with the U.S. holdings doing so well despite everything else, why would you funnel money there? So yeah, it's sort of an interesting environment. So that all that being said, Baba, Baidu, Billy, those ones that we used to talk about, right? We haven't been seeing them recently. Baba happens to be on our list today, but Carlos, I just don't have any reason to believe it's going to be a particularly good trader today.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, wishful thinking on my part, but yeah, I agree. I don't think it's gonna trade well. I do love the gap up. And it has so much good history on this ticker, man. I
I
know
know.
I probably shouldn't, but I will. I'm gonna add this to a
We don't
secondary.
have a big list today, so
Yeah, yeah.
you can put it there for now. See what else we get.
Yeah, let's see what happens. So there it is, Baba on the secondary list for today. All right, heading back to our gappers list, friends. Let's take a look at another one that's been just amazing is AMD, right? So Monday and Tuesday, this has been the one that's taken the win here. So AMD at the moment, I mean, just it continues to explode up 3%, 2.4 million shares trade, and I'm sure a lot of our usual suspects are going to be in that same territory as the markets just continue to explode here, hitting all-time highs this morning in this pre-market session already. The key thing is, like you said, Peter, earlier, is that going to hold going into the market open? We know things like to sell off a little bit, so maybe some profit taking. But let's see. Let's see. Either way, we're going to have something to trade if things move nicely today. AMD on my list, man. I mean, what else can we say about AMD? Looks great, Peter. Daily looks awesome. Pre-market looks awesome. We're getting volume. I mean, I love your good buddy here.
I love seeing the price at 180. It's great. Who knows if it can hold it? It did only close yesterday just below 175. So, this is a $5 move overnight. Again, we'll see if it holds. Yeah, it's been in play. Both AMD and Nvidia, of course, been moving on the news of the deal that they've struck with the U.S. government to be able to sell their chips to China. Again, no actual news as to whether that is happening. Is China buying? China has been actively discouraging their companies from buying chips from NVIDIA and AMD. So we'll have to see how that all plays out, but it doesn't matter for the stock in the short term. It's been rising, and AMD, like you point out, Carlos, sits at a very interesting, very intriguing place on the daily chart and the 60-minute chart, frankly, as well. So it's yeah, I think it'll be an interesting day of trading, whether it decides to go higher or not.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We'll be on deck this morning. All right, let's stop here in the gap down because there's such a bunch of stuff here. We got Oklo Joby, but I want to give you an opportunity to tell me if there's anything else here that has a good story that we can look at, Peter. Let's go to you. What do you like from the gap up or something that might be gapping up? Maybe not on the list yet.
Well, look, gapping up, I don't have a lot. How about Eat? EAT. They had earnings overnight. It's the only thing, or this morning, I mean, it was the only company I was watching this morning just because I like the name. Is Brinker International. And they, as you could, they're gapping up a little bit. They don't typically trade a lot of volume. We probably know this. It's like I said, a restaurant chain,
Check, check.
or a number of restaurant chains. They, I don't know I'm trying to figure out what are their. Oh, they have Chili's, Maggiano's. Those are their biggest two brands. So there you go. The only time I ever run into Chili's and Maggiano's are in airports. But maybe that's good. I don't spend enough time in the U.S., I guess. Chili's are like all over the suburbs, aren't they, in the U.S.?
No, we got some chilies nearby. We got some chilies nearby. I think in the mall we have one here. Not Not a lot.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a, you
you're
know.
you're in the suburbs, aren't you?
No. Well,
No,
no,
you
no.
don't
I
you
mean,
don't
for
consider
me, the
yourself in the
suburbs
suburbs?
is no. For me, the suburbs is well more west. You know,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right.
So
I don't know. I mean, there's
I
nothing
might,
wrong with suburbs. I live in the suburbs, but we don't
yeah,
have Chili's here really. So
yeah,
Applebee's,
yeah.
yeah, Applebee's. It's the ones whenever I watch like U.S. sitcoms and things, they always seem to talk about those restaurants that we don't here. It's like I think it's been replaced by Kelsey's. Do you have Kelsey's in the U.S.? I don't even know if that's a Canadian thing or if it's U.S. But
I
Kelsey's,
don't know.
Moxie's. Why does it always end in E? Is there a thing that we're attracted to that? Applebee's, Chili's, Moxie's, Kelsey's. Why is it always an E at the end? Montana's. Well, there's an exception. Anyways, never mind.
It's just
They're all,
maybe some. It's definitely some marketing around that. Maybe it rolls off the tongue a little bit, not nicer. All
I
right, could
guess.
be. Friends, I reset him. Refreshed my mic. Let me know if it sounds better. I know some people were getting some static. If you're still getting it, let me know. I'll try to work on what is causing that. Um, all right, let's continue here, friends. Head over to the gap. Oh, actually, Peter, are you done? Anything else?
From a gap up, that's about it. Like all of the Magnificent Seven is gapping up. So PLTR as well. So Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. Again, I don't know what today's going to bring. Apple actually moved well yesterday. We were watching Apple and seeing what it's do. PLTR. I was trying to reverse PLTR, Carlos. It took me. I did get a reversal on it eventually, but it took me 8 tries. So yeah, I
Eight
had a busy day
tries.
too.
Wow, that's a
8 tries.
busy. Yeah, that's busy for. That's a lot. But did
Yeah.
you
I
get it
wasn't
at the end?
hurt by it. Like it just wasn't continuing until finally I got the move that I was looking for. But yeah, it took me 8 times. So, and I
Yeah.
shared that in the room yesterday. It was quite a busy, busy
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, that's busy. POTR again, one of our good buddies here. I am going to add this to my list. I think it looks great today as well. Look at the movement in the morning, in the pre-market session right now. We're up 1% and 1.2 million shares traded. So yeah, I do love this stock. I'm going to add it here next to my good buddy AMD. Let's take a look what's gapping down now. Let's see what's on the way south. Kava, you did speak about Kava here. It is gapping down 23%. CAVA normally does not trade very well, so I usually don't watch it. But man, when you're gapping down this much, it makes me want to look at you. Like I want to see what is taking place here. We saw this with BBAI yesterday. When you have this overreaction, look at this beautiful breakout here. Look at this pop. Almost, and again, $1 for a $5 stock is quite a bit. So they were down big yesterday. We felt, Peter, you said it too. It's like the news didn't seem that bad for it to gap down
Yeah.
as much as it did. And you could tell here the market at the open kind of felt the same way. Nice recovery into the market open yesterday. Today we might not get a whole lot. You do got some volume on it, but I just think these type of stocks don't give you a great second day place. But who knows? Is that the same for Kava today? Is this something we could watch this morning, Peter?
Yeah, it does feel overdone. They did have earnings. Now, that being said, they gave the news that nobody likes. Basically, they gave a lowered guidance for the balance of the year. They had a good quarter, but that always gets ignored the second you say that you're reducing your guidance for the full year. Some interesting statements from the CEO. He said lowered guidance, and I think it was this CEO that said that customers are acting in a fog of uncertainty. He said that current government activity is not creating certainty in our forecast, and therefore we need to reduce our guidance. So, this is another restaurant chain. Remember what I said about restaurant chains before? You got to be careful. Whenever they're flying high, they almost always go down. But it's you notice that all our earnings they tend to come in groupings, right? We're sort of past the tech companies now. We're looking at restaurants and retail and some of
Yeah,
that. So, but yeah,
yeah.
Kava, not my favorite trader.
Yeah, I hope to find something a lot better to look at today, so we'll leave this alone. If we look at the list here, CoreWeave had earnings last night, right? So they were scheduled for
Yeah,
that, and you can see here we are down 10% almost, 1.2 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. I forget this is it's a more recent ticker compared to others that we look at. Just opened up a few months ago, back in April. It's when I IPO'd, I believe, right? Let's make sure. Yeah, IPO in April, and since then, I mean, has taken a very active role here in the after IPO, going from 59 to 170, 180, back down to 100, now to 135. But Peter, this was their first earnings, I believe.
Uh, was this their first?
Actually,
Yes, I think.
it
I
was their
think
first
this
or
was the.
second. Yeah, I don't
No, I
remember.
think it was their second. Sorry,
Okay,
because yes,
yep.
because they went public back in April. No, I guess maybe this would be their. I actually don't. I don't remember now. Um, but they look in the quarter. They give a mixed picture. They beat on revenue, missed on earnings, and it's this isn't a sector that you like. We keep saying you've got to sort of blow the doors off if you don't if you want to go higher. Now I said they did beat on revenue, so that's good. And maybe because they're still relatively new at this reporting thing, they thought beating at revenue would be enough, but not if you're overspending, right? So you need to sort of give in all solid numbers. And people weren't even expecting them to hit a billion revenue, and they did 1.2. So that was great top line, but they gave two interesting statements. One is said that they're spending more than they need to, but they say they're doing that because the demand is still outstripping their capacity to deliver, and they're seeing significant bottlenecks in their data centers as to how fast they can actually achieve the revenue. So, it's one of those where I think they meant to say it as a positive thing. Hey, we've got more demand than we can deliver to. Life is good. It looks like the market has interpreted that to say you guys are unable to deliver. And they know it's a very competitive space, and if CoreWeave can't deliver fast enough, someone else could come and take that business from them. So it looks like that maybe their intent at putting the positive spin has backfired, and the stock, like you said, down fairly significantly, almost 10% here. And it's hard to borrow right now, so you can't short it. So that makes it less attractive.
Yeah, it does. Don't like that for sure. Again, in play today, I am not a big fan of CoreWeave. I like what they've done since the IPO, but as far as day trading, it's a little bit tougher. So, all right, let's move up here. Continue with the next one. It's gonna be I don't think I've seen this ticker TSSI. This will be new here. TSS. I don't know what this is, but it don't look all
SSI.
that great. This is some kind of like ship vessel. Looks like a ship vessel named like the
Oh,
Navy or something. I don't know what this is. What is this?
Total Site Solutions is what it stands for. They provide end-to-end technology services for data center technology providers through their
Hmm.
integrated platform. Yeah, they are issuing a secondary offering, $51 million, 3 million shares at 17 bucks a share. So, um, not the type of news we like to trade.
Yeah, also low float, guys, sitting at 13 million is what I have here, so not ideal for us here. All right, let's take a look. Last one on the list. I think this is the one I'm confusing it with. CRCL is the one that had earnings, I believe, for the first time. So this is
That
definitely the
was,
one.
oh, see, there you
Yeah,
go. That you
this
are
is the one I
correct.
was
That
thinking
was the
about.
one
Yeah,
that had it. Yeah.
yep. Big drop yesterday. Well, actually, big gap up, big sell off yesterday, and today they're down again. 3%, 1.2 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. Again, another ticker that I don't think I traded it much, maybe one or twice, but not one that's front and center for me, Peter. So, what's the news? Continuing here with some weakness into today's pre-market session.
Yeah, CRCL was sort of fun yesterday, but you had to be ready for the counter trend. So while everything was going up, CRCL was going the other way, and that made it interesting. Now, whether that will continue today or not, I don't know. It's been a very active trader ever since the IPO. It's deserved being watched. You just have to be ready for big volatility, right? It's one of those NYSE stocks that doesn't trade like a typical NYSE stock. The spread could be very large. You get the moves, right? Don't let the little daily candles confuse you. I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Like yesterday, that move was 30 bucks. So there was a lot of movement there from top to bottom, so that you could take advantage. Well, I guess that wasn't all in market, but $20 during the course of the day. The point is, just be careful with this one. It can give opportunity, but it takes as easily as it gives. So, yeah, be careful. I have not yet traded it because every time I look at it, the spread is just high enough that I can't get past it to think it's worth the risk to reward. So.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, all right, that's the last one here on the gap down list. Peter, what do you like this morning that not doing so hot?
One of the ones that didn't make our list because it hasn't gapped down enough is our GTI. One of the last ones that we were watching for earnings after the close yesterday, Rigetti Spaghetti, our favorite quantum computing. And there's some look, Rigetti, mixed picture. They missed on revenue, beat on earnings. It doesn't matter, right? This is largely a pre-revenue type company because they're building quantum, and quantum isn't yet ready. That being said, there was a joint statement made by, well, not really joint, but parallel statements, maybe I should say, made by IBM and Google that both said they believe that a workable quantum computer could be deployable within the next 18 months. So I'm paraphrasing because their statements had slightly different language and different time frames, but that's roughly what they're saying. And like we've sort of heard this before, right? Like it's one of those where it's to everybody's benefit in this segment if they maintain the hype. And it costs, frankly, Google and IBM nothing to set out and say, hey, we could have workable prototypes out there at some point. They didn't say they would produce it. They just said, we believe the industry can deliver it pretty soon. Now, that being said, there are workable, I'm using air quotes here, right? Quantum computers out there. The only reason I would say they're not workable, they function. They just don't deliver the reliability of results that we need and that we expect from our traditional compute devices right now. I always go back to the spreadsheet example is what they use. When you calculate a spreadsheet, you need to know when you do an addition or any equation, it's going to give you the same answer every time. Quantum computers don't. So they're not good for doing pretty run-of-the-mill mundane stuff. But if you want to quickly process gigantic logic models and come to some far out conclusion, then quantum's the way to go. So look, they've got workable models, just not things that are workable for the stuff we use every day, right? If you wanted to hear my voice over this connection on in an intelligible fashion, right now you're not going to be using a quantum computer. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah,
we'll see what happens. Rigetti is always one of the ones that we have gone to for trading. Its volume is good this morning, so it might be in play. It's always tough to tell with these quantum ones. So, I noticed that none of the others really have followed suit. It's virtually the only one that's down. QBTS, which is one of the ones I go to, is actually gapping up this morning. It's got usual volume, I would say at this point. Rigetti's got a little higher than usual volume, so maybe Carlos. Like I don't have a lot on my list. I might just keep an eye on it just to see what it does. But I think today's going to be a day of going back to the same old, frankly. So we already talked about Nvidia and AMD, Tesla, PLTR. I think I'm just going to default right back to watching those unless something else pops up because it feels like as Brian would call it a hangover day, right? After you get the big moves, you sort of get these
yeah.
days where the market sort of just calms down and sort of recollects itself to figure out what it wants to do next.
Yep, absolutely. If all else fails and this quantum thing doesn't work out, this can make a really great, interesting piece in the living room, right? So either as some kind of lamp with some light bulbs around here. This looks very nice. I mean,
Yeah,
this would be a good conversation piece. I
hang
like it.
that in your hallway like a
Hang
chandelier
that
or
bad
something.
boy. Hang it from the
Uh,
hallway there. Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna look real
All right.
nice. I gotta tell you that.
Well,
Like, what's that? Oh, it used to be quantum. Now it's just provides light. So see what it does. Friends, let's go to you guys over on YouTube and also in our chat. Let's start here. Let's get to some of um your tickers. So let's look at our chat first. What do you guys like this morning? We'll take a look at a few there, and then we'll head over to our YouTube. Good morning, YouTube friends. I'm missing some of our YouTube friends. I don't see Melanie. I haven't seen Melanie in a while. So if you're out there, good morning to you. Stefan, where's Stefan? I haven't seen Stefan in a while. I got to start taking attendance. Make sure people are showing up when they're supposed to. But if you're out there,
You're
good
calling
morning.
people out.
Yeah, yeah. These are my
All right.
usual friends, man. They're here every day. We're having conversations, and I'm missing some of that conversation. I was here, good. Let's take a look at BMNR. So GP Trader, we did look at that one. It is in play. Like Peter and I agree 100%. It is in play. It looks good. Did I add it to my list? I don't think I did because one of these tickers, again, it's not a low flow stock actually, Peter. You corrected me. It is 90 million, right?
Yes, BMNR.
So, yeah, so I have
believe
2 million here. But you know what? Let's watch it, man.
BMNR.
This
Well, I
looks
mean, unless
good, Peter.
I could be
Yeah.
off, but I see 91.77 million shares in the float.
Yeah, let's confirm that because Finviz, sometimes Bensinga, Trading Terminal, they all get different vendors, and the vendors could be wrong. It could happen. Like, it's not our fault they're wrong, but they could be wrong.
This
And it
is
usually varies by different information sources, right? A little bit. So let's confirm.
just keep in mind this is the one that trades on the American Stock Exchange, though. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. I see that. Yeah. I don't know, man. It looks interesting. You know what? Even for entertainment purposes, I'm going to add it on here. I might not
sure.
trade it, but I agree with you guys. It does look great today. I mean, look at this pre-market action. Just remember this. Remember this right here. This thing dropped from 140 something to about $60, right? Just remember that. This thing can move. Be very careful if you decide to trade this. Again, you want to make your money here on the move, not the number of shares you take. So be very, very mindful on the number of shares. All right, let's see what else. General Jim is giving us GE. Typically, sorry, not GE, BE. I was going to say typically GE doesn't trade very well for day trading, but BE,
Well, this
let's
one
see
also
what's.
doesn't trade well. This is
Oh,
Bloom Energy.
Bloom.
We,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
yeah, we've seen it
Yeah.
quite a number of times on the list. I've never spent any time watching it, to be honest.
My trade yesterday on AMD. Actually, I did one of Peter's trades. It took me forever, but it did actually end up working out. I could show you guys a little bit later, but now, given the time, let's get over to our website, guys, bearbutraders.com, where you can see what's happening. Only 2 tickers so far for me because we just have so much stuff to go over, but we will add some more to that. I want to see what our members are watching, our moderators, and then we'll come up with our list. But let's head over to bearwithtraders.com. We had a great webinar yesterday. Thank you guys for joining, those that did. Let's take a look at what's happening for this beautiful Wednesday.
Yeah, it's hump
Here.
day, middle of the week
Yeah.
here, and that means it's Wisdom Wednesday. So we're going to focus on psychology in the chat room, and we always have our flagship psychology event that happens in the evening. So this evening, it's going to be Wesley Adam that's going to be taking over, talking about inside the mind of a resilient trader, and that's important, right? Resiliency is probably one of the most important skills you can develop, and that is a mental capacity activity. So how do I develop myself to be resilient under duress? Because frankly, this is, oh my God, the emotional swings you get in trading are incredible. So being resilient through that is important. He's going to talk about that and help you understand how to better manage that. That's at 8 o'clock for our elite members in the webinar room. And over the course of the day at noon, Dr. Vanessa Charlin, who's always here on Wednesday, she is brilliant. Always has good rock T-shirts too, so it's always about figuring out what band is she sporting today. So, but Dr. Charlin's going to be in the chat room in the webinar room at noon, talking about futures because she's always actively trading them as she is an active trader. So that's what we got today. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, go to the website, bearabletraders.com, scroll down to the bottom. You can see the different membership options available and pick the one that's right for you. And like you heard at the outset, we keep reminding you in September, we've got our next Peak Capital Bootcamp that starts up. You get a funded account, you get the opportunity to trade, you get lots of learning. And, if you do well in the camp, you can maybe make money out of it. That shouldn't be your objective, right? We don't want anybody joining just to make money, but if you can, then bonus, right? You might actually get paid for the activity. So check it out at peakcapitaltrading.com. You can sort of see how it works, what it's all about, and how you can participate. Got questions? Email us. We're happy to answer. All right. Okay, Carlos, let's set some levels. We got just under 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes here to the market open.
Yeah, let's do it, friends. Let's jump right in here. I just got asked about the fundraiser. Yeah, so our fundraiser, guys, again, we're donating for Children's Cancer Foundation, and we are sitting at 1,300. So yeah, so the link is on the bottom of this video. So if you want to donate, please do so. We'd love to get to our goal. Our goal is 3,000, so we can get through 3,000. We are doing awesome. We got how many days left? Let me just check here. How many days we have left for this?
We
I
just
think it's
started. We
about
got like 24,
20
20,
something days. Yeah,
20.
maybe a
Yeah.
little bit less. Yeah. So help us out there, guys. If you want to donate for a good cause, all 100% of the proceeds goes to the foundation from YouTube. So awesome. All right, let's take a
Where'd it
look.
go?
It's on there. You just gotta, again, I don't know why they make it so difficult to find. It shouldn't be.
Huh.
But
Where'd it go? It used to be right here. Oh, here it is. It's back. So,
at the
only
bottom.
17 days left, Carlos. We got 17 days.
Oh, 17 days left. Okay, guys, we need your help. I'm gonna donate as well. I'm gonna donate a little bit later once I'm done with these levels and we get to Andrew and Brian in the live trading chat. Also, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate it. All right, friends, let's get to it. So I only have two on my list. My list is not gonna stay like that. I'm gonna add more, which just has so much to discuss here this morning. It's been very, very active. But let's take a look here on AMD. It's gonna be one that's front and center for me and just has been treating us so well. So AMD high of the pre-market at the moment is going to be over at 180.48 towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last two trading days, and we are going to add 177.72 on here. And above that 180, we do have a high of the pre-market. We do have a 182.51 as well. So that's AMD, nice and simple there. PLTR is next, another one that I like quite a bit this morning. It has a beautiful pre-market action, as you can see there. On the daily, high of the pre-market, we're going to slam it down at 189.28. And then above that, I think there's nothing above that. Sky's the limit. All-time highs, highs and lows for the last two trading days towards the bottom. There's nothing else you need to add here. I'm going to add more takers, but I want to get to what our moderators are watching. Let's see what they're doing today, and then we'll come back and add some more to this watch list. Peter.
Hello. Here I
Hello.
am. Sorry about that. Trying to get my headphone connected to transition over. I was trying to do it early and I screwed it up. All right. Quickly. We'll do what our moderators are watching, starting with, of course. Oh, I thought he was in first, but he's not. Oh, no. Okay. Let's start with Jared today. Jared's going to be watching Kava and CRW, CoreWeave, and BMNR. So he's also going to be watching ATNF and AMD. Mike's going to be watching Tesla and the scanners. Eamon is going to be watching Apple and Meta for potential longs. Thor's got AMD, PLTR, and NVIDIA on his list. I've got a couple IPOs, including one called Bullish that I want to short already just because of the name. But I'll let you know if and when that opens. Phil's going to be watching AMD, Circle, Tesla, and Hood. Brian, Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, Kava, and the market indices. And Andrew is going to be watching AMD and its leveraged ETF AMDL, Kava, Tesla, and PLTR. So we got a number of others with their list in. Oh, Lenny did get his list in, so it's just down there. So that's what we got. We'll transition over to our friends in the chat room as they get ready to trade live. We're going to stick with you here in YouTube. Carlos and I are hoping that we're going to have some awesome days. An
Yeah.
awesome day here. No
All right.
mistakes. Technical errors. Win or lose. Stick to the
See.
rules. Take the damn trade. Right?
See, Andrew's ready to go. Andrew in the office early. Look how sharp he looks today. His blue shirt ready to go. Peter, look, he did his hair for you.
Oh,
You got him thinking
that's
about his
nice.
hair, man. This is your fault.
It looks awesome.
He looks great. He looks great. Oh, there's Brian. We missed you, Brian. All right, guys, we'll let you to it, and we'll continue on YouTube.
All right, Carlos. What are we going to stare at this morning? I've got my list. Let me just switch over my platform.
How did we run so late? We didn't even run today.
I don't know.
We had so much
Guess we
stuff to
did.
talk about. I looked up. It was like 8:19. I'm like, what's going
I
on?
know.
Time flies when you're having fun. All right, let's bring Peter in the bottom here, and let's get him on this chart as well. We'll get our 1 minute and everything good to go. All right, friends over on YouTube. So yeah, I do have. I will. People are asking me about the webinar last night. So I do have a couple of clips from the webinar. So I'm going to take a few of the most important pieces, and we'll share with our
Excuse
members
me.
here. I think it's going to be very, very helpful. It's about the VWAP. So I got the recording set. I got it download. I'm gonna get it over to you guys maybe after we're done live here. So just for our members of Lambos and Garbage Trucks family. And if you want to join that family, you can. The way to join will be right over here. You head on over to the bottom of this video, or even in our BBT channel link where it says subscribe. You see this join here. You can join. Again, tons of access to very exclusive stuff, man. Andrew's recaps are going to be on here. Priority comment replies, gives all this cool stuff that we're going to put together for you guys as we build this awesome community. What else? Let's see. What else we got going on? PLTR. And YouTube is so strict, man. I'm a moderator of the channel. Like my name here, if you see here, I'm a. Let me show you. Look, I'm in blue. I'm a moderator. They won't allow me to go into the Lambos and garbage truck. Like I don't have
Yeah,
access.
I noticed the same thing. I
I
can't get
have
in.
to
So
pay $5.
exclusive.
I'm gonna
Even you
have to
can't join.
join. I can't even join. Like the
Yeah,
only way to do it is I have to go
yeah.
into the Bear Bush Traders account, which I do have access to, and then join that way. But I don't want to reply as Bear Bush because that's Andrew's account. You know, I want to reply as my name, so I'm gonna have to join. I'm gonna have to join you guys. So YouTube is not playing around, man. They're making everybody no gotta be part of the group. So I'll
Huh.
be joining you guys very soon. All right. Pay the ticket. You gotta pay to play. I guess. All right.
Yep.
Let's see here. Good morning, Mr. Doo. I love the name. Doo. Good morning, Mr. Doo. Milo, Sean, welcome,
Didn't
guys.
we
You're all.
decide it was Dodu?
Is
I'm
it
not sure.
Dodu?
I'm not sure.
No,
Uh,
it's Do, like DODU. At least the way I'm reading it. Look at PLTR, guys. PLTR is just on
all right.
fire. But good to see you, my friend. Um, all right, 2 minutes to the market
Well,
open.
we'll see
Looks
what we're gonna get. We've got AMD, which is just hanging out here right at 180 bucks. We've got Nvidia, which is over 180 bucks, but looking a little weak at the open. So I might be looking at a rising devil on Nvidia.
yeah.
I just don't know what to expect with this market. Apple pushing higher here.
Um, there it is, friends.
Oh,
Draw for
the clock
BBT
has
and
disappeared again.
PCT after trading. This is a big one today, guys. So Andrew confirming, which he did mention to you guys yesterday. Today we'll do the draw for BBT membership and PCT. Ooh, PCT is legit. That's a good one. You're gonna love that one. Um, all right, friends. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add Nvidia to my list. What is Andrew watching? Where's this list? Yes, AMD. See, he also likes. Oh, Tesla. He has Tesla. You know, I'll add Nvidia and Tesla too. Um, Tesla. Usual suspects today because it's not a lot that came off the gappers list this morning for us. As we get 30 seconds to the market open. And Peter, your list. I don't see it posted.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm just gonna watch BMNR, CoreWeave, Kava, RGTI. I don't know if I'm serious about any of those. I'll just keep an eye on them. I'm really watching Nvidia
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Tesla to see what they're doing at the open here. So
Yeah. Love it. I did add Tesla and Nvidia to my list here. Baba and BMR in the secondary, and I think it's a really good list. So let's see. All right, 4 seconds.
yeah,
Here we go.
Here we go. There's the bell. There's the bell. Getting a little bit of movement here. Oh
Wow,
no, come
AMD.
on, not so early.
AMD. Ooh, very nice. Um, very, very nice. AMD is going here, friends. Um, Buying cues dropping a little bit, right? Which expected.
I am already short Nvidia. I've already taken a partial.
My man.
and
Good
I
job,
just got
Peter.
stopped out of
Oh
Nvidia.
no.
So
I was saying
that's
good
all
job.
right. You know,
I
it's
take
like
my good job back.
I didn't get a good entry. I was
Yeah.
really low on it, so I don't want to get stuck because this thing can pop as easily as it can drop. And
Yeah.
as you can see, oh, am I sharing a screen? Okay, yes, I am.
Yeah, you are. Want to
It's
make it big because it's hard to see a
basically,
little bit.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
just
not
back
it.
at my entry here. You know,
I
it's
put the
not.
wrong.
I look. You know, I'm not a big open trader. I don't. I just trying to get the momentum. Oh, look at that. See, it is doing the job.
Yeah,
But look
yeah,
at this
yeah.
thing. Look at this thing bip around here, man. It's
Yeah. It's not easy, man. That price action is tough. That price action in Nvidia
yeah.
is tough. AMD's much cleaner. Again, this
Whoa,
is
look
where
at
this
that.
rule I have of
Look
waiting
at
3 minutes drives me a little bit
yikes.
crazy, but I gotta stick to it. I gotta stick to it. Um, so let's just
Whoa,
wait.
look
Let's
at
just
that.
wait.
Yeah.
AMD, very nice. Gotta update this thing here. Let's see what we got. We have
Out. What are we doing here? What is happening?
Tesla.
Oh,
Oh, Nvidia looks great.
RGTI. RGTI
Nvidia looks
moving
Nvidia
higher.
looks really good. Nice 1 minute
Oh, look at
engulfing
that.
pattern. RGTI. Oh wow. Yeah.
Nice clean move up on RGTI.
That is lovely.
Looks like
So
Andrew
many
and
things,
Brian are both
friends.
trading Nvidia to the
That's
long
a
side.
great
So, wow, look
that's
at
a
Andrew. Look at
great
how many times he
trade.
entered.
Yeah. Oh,
Andrew must have 1 million shares.
that's okay. That's how good this trade was. 1 minute ORB. The best 1 minute ORB breakouts are the ones that engulf like this. Those are the best one, man. And he got in right at the breakout. I'll
Wow.
show you guys a little bit later. And he's crushing it there. With hopefully a lot of members took that as well. Wow, wow, that is a heck of a move on Nvidia.
Yeah.
Oh man. And now my 3 minute begins. So now I start looking for trades. So late. I feel like I missed everything. Oh,
Well, no.
no, no,
It's
I
only
know.
three
It's
minutes in,
just,
man.
yeah,
Lots of
3 minutes
time.
in. I know. Man, oh man. All right, let's take a look
Good
here, friends.
move.
Great
Good move
move.
on Nvidia. I'll give you that. Wow.
Uh, so here's Andrew's trades taking partial. Again, this engulfing pattern, friends, this is just gold. Partial, partial, partial. And we'll see. He might even get an opportunity to add a little bit later if things pull back into a 5 minute ORB, ABCD pattern. He might be adding to that.
Look at AMD though. $3. That's a $3 move.
Yeah,
That's
it's
something.
very clean. Um, Everything to the moon, right? PLTR is struggling here, so it could be interesting. It could give us some kind of breakout one way or the other. So we'll just let it settle down a little bit. Tesla, wow, everything just slingshotted up, man. This is no pullbacks. Unreal. Nvidia's pulling back a little bit here. Oh man, we'll find something. Hopefully he do a review today. Yes, he will. He will do a recap today. So he could break that down. That 1 minute engulfing so strong. But yeah, we'll do a recap. He'll do a recap for our Lambos and garbage trucks members. AMD. All right, let's see here, friends. What we're looking at. POTR hasn't done much. Oh, POTR is trading wild. You see, I saw that drop. It's just this thing really needs to come down before we can touch it. But it's really a messy situation right now. So no
Yeah,
trades for me yet,
Peltier
friends.
is a mess.
Right, you see it, right? It's just 189 to
Yeah, no, I
180.
think
Yeah, it's gotta avoid this one for
you want to
now.
be avoiding
Yeah,
PLTR at the moment.
yeah, it's a little
And
bit.
RGTI. was up. It looked like for the first three
Mm-hmm.
minutes. That third minute completely reversed before the close of the minute, and look at that. Golfing,
RGTI. Yeah, not
golfing.
looking great. Not looking great. Um,
Look at that
let
5 minute candle on on our GTI.
me
That's
see. Let's take a look. RGTI 5 minute. Yeah, it's a yeah, very interesting. Um,
it's a pendulum. It's just a big
yes,
shooting star
yes, it
pendulum.
is.
Call it what you want, but
Look at POTR's 5 minute candles. It's just really all over the place right now. Um, all right, friends, I'm waiting for some kind of pullback, some kind of entry. I don't see any potentials for VWAP breakouts. AMD is gonna go again. Looks like. I'm sorry, Nvidia. I'm sure Andrew. I'm sure. Yeah, Andrew did his thing.
oh
What he
yeah,
does
Andrew's
best.
in.
He
He's
had it.
added.
Yeah. Yep. He's
He's
at it.
he's uh
Let's
he's
see if we
locked
can
and
get
loaded.
filled. So
He's
we'll see
never
what
he's
that
not
gets
afraid
there.
of these trades, man. He
Yeah.
just
Well, if you notice a lot, is he doesn't just take any random 1 minute ORBs. He takes these engulfing patterns quite a bit. And again, I
yep.
think they're the best 1 minute ORB breakouts are these ones here. And especially when you can combine it above the view up like that, the probability
Yeah.
of it working out are much, much higher.
Yep. I should have.
So
I
let's
saw
see.
that engulfing as I got out of that short and it was sort of setting up for it. So I just struggled with that big whipsaw swings it was doing. You have to remember, it looks much more stable even now than it was, you know, 5 minutes ago when we were 1 or 2 minutes into after the open. It was it was really moving quite
Yeah,
aggressively.
yeah, yeah.
So
Tesla's giving us a good
look
pullback here. It could be interesting.
and look how ugly PLTR is. I don't just yeah,
Yeah,
don't trade that right
messy,
now would be
messy.
my advice. Look
Mm-hmm.
at that. Like that's just like you
It
don't
doesn't
even I
make
don't
any
even know what to
sense.
do with
Yeah.
that. I mean, yes, it's leaning down, but it could just as easily pop up. Look at the wicks on that. Like you've got
Mm-hmm.
hammer after or spinning top after spinning top candles. Like that's really not a good look on a
Yep.
stock.
Yep. So Milo, yeah, so that's what exactly what I mean. Question is, what do you mean on AMD to watch the first 5 minutes of trading? So for the 5 minute RB, you gotta wait for the range to be created. So that has been done here on many tickers now, 938. So that's our 5 minute range, but you just can't chase it up here because we're too extended. Oh, I'm not showing the right charts. We're too extended, right? So we want to wait for a pullback, and if we start seeing some kind of strength, then we can join this for a long. And for that, I'm going to be looking at the 1 minute, and I also see that happening a little bit on Tesla. I like Tesla a little bit better actually. If we are going to show some strength here for the potential 5 minute breakout, and typically you might see like an ABCD pattern within that as well. So I want to see some strength here. I also like to see the SPY doing what it's doing now with the Qs pushing higher. That gives me a good feeling when we're trading these tickers, because I don't want that pressure of the market going against my direction. So let's see if Tesla can hold here. If we can push up higher. So both Tesla and AMD have that similar setup. Let's see if we can get the 5 minute ORB break on one of these.
Where's
PTR
my
is
camera?
messy.
I look tired. Look at that. That's not maybe my best look. I look tired.
You
Close your
do
mouth,
look a
buddy.
little bit,
What's going on?
yeah, you do look a
Let's
little
see.
bit
All
tired.
right, let's bring it back. There we go.
There it
Now
is.
we
Now
can.
you look alive and well.
Yeah, that's right. Be back again.
Uh,
Anyways, all right. Yes, Nvidia's getting choppy here at this level.
mm,
AMD, well,
AMD looks good,
is the
man.
rise over? I know Andrew jumped into this,
Yeah, see, Andrew
looking
got
to
a
push
great
it
entry
higher.
on AMD. Beautiful stuff, man. Wow, I'm just gotta take the hand off the safety here, man. Let's
Amazon.
take something.
Yeah, Amazon is moving. Oh my goodness. Look at the tail of two different stocks here. Amazon, great move this morning. Nice move higher,
Yeah,
pretty
beautiful.
consistent. Good little chart. Now look at Google. Googl. Look how different that looks.
that
That
is
is disgusting.
that is POTR messy, disgusting thing
Yeah,
there. Yeah, it's not
isn't
looking
that
great.
awful?
Yeah,
That's
it's not looking great. Oh
Yeah.
man. All right, let's see. Amazon is rocking. Let me add it to my list here. I'm add it to my secondary so we keep an eye on it. Amazon looks good. Wow, everything all time high, guys. What a time to be a day trader. I mean, this is what else do you want? What are you not entertained? I mean, what else do
Are
you
you not
want?
entertained?
You know, if you have a bad day, just go look at your 401k. You know, it's just let's just look at your 401k and say, yes, we're feeling good, doing good, right? I mean, this is just awesome. Somewhere, somehow, you're gonna make money in this market. If it's not through your day trades that day, it's gonna be through your 401k. But wow. And Andrew's just man, he's such a beast. Look at it here. So he did take AMD, right? He did take
Yep.
AMD. Look at his entries there, breakout. And so this is key. I try to look for this as well. Look how big this 5 minute ORB is. Now I would consider that extended. Like if this thing would have opened up and just would have taken off, it's a little bit difficult to trade. But when you get such a pullback like this, it gives you a really good risk to reward, right? And then confirmation too that the
Uh-huh.
buyers are actually in control. That's important. So um, that's important. PLTR, Messi, Tesla. Nvidia for another move up. I don't know. Nvidia's got a nice setup here, kind of like a bull flag, possible half day breakout. Still 5 minute ORB, possible breakout as well. So, yeah, these people got no life. Just got a text. Hi, I'm a recruiter at Kelly Services.
Oh man, I get those all the time.
And look at this. I could make $500 to $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
And she's emailing me for a Hotmail account. Nice. Good luck. Yeah, I missed it, Mohammed. So hesitated. This was the trade I should have taken. And I just hesitated on this pullback. Was awesome. I was looking at this one. I was torn between Tesla and AMD, and I personally thought Tesla looked better. Maybe now we might be getting to move on Tesla, but AMD was the one that actually delivered. So, um, does Tesla have the juice? I feel like the pusher is not great. Yeah, Andrew's got two great trades on Nvidia and AMD. Two awesome trades there for Andrew. All right, I'm gonna try along here on Tesla. We are pushing higher, so for a 5 minute ORB high of day breakout, I like the bounce off the VWAP here, so I'm gonna go long. Let's see what the next level is on the daily. Let's see if we have the juice. 350 would be awesome, but again, that's a stretch. Anything else? But that's the next daily level I have here. Let's see. Let's see if we just get to at least 348 would be awesome. So long on Tesla. Let's see if we can get the breakout
Ooh,
going here.
that means I think you're trading against Thor because I think Thor actually went short. He might be out of Tesla now. I don't know
Mm.
what his trade setup
Oh,
and
that's not
strategy
good. You don't
was,
want to trade
but
against Thor.
well,
That's not good. He's very good at what he does. So
he
that
he
doesn't
did
make me
say it might
feel
not
warm and
work. He
fuzzy.
was
Well, it
No,
might
he
not work
said he was
for
seeing a
anyone.
strong order book, so it might not
Yeah.
work. So don't worry.
Yeah.
He's was hedging his bet there on that one, but you know,
Yeah.
doesn't matter
No.
how good you are, not every trade is going to work for
Not
you.
every trade is gonna work. Exactly. Not every
Nvidia
trade is gonna
dropping
work.
hard now.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's not good. Nvidia. Oh wow, look at that. AMD's the one, man. You got to put Nvidia in the back end. I mean, AMD is just so good. Oh man. All right, Tesla. Let's deliver today. I waited for you. I chose you over AMD, and AMD did way better. So at least do something for me. Treat me nice. Treat me nice. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's usually not a
That's
good trading sign when you're praying to the stock
to treat me nice. Treat me nice so I can
to
love you
treat
like
you
Paris.
nice. Yeah,
Oh, I love you, Tesla. All right, partial
there
here,
you
guys.
go.
348. Here we go. We got the
Ah,
nice
there you go,
breakout.
Carlos. Well
So
done, my friend. Well done.
there
Oh,
we
look at
go.
it. Nvidia drop. Dang.
Ooh, yes. Excellent, guys. Took a bit for our first trade. We're patient. We missed some good trades like Nvidia and AMD. Andrew took those. But here we are, Tesla paying off. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. I miss AMD with you, man. I should have taken AMD. I was too stuck on looking at Tesla. Um,
Wow. Carlos,
all
look
right,
at
this is a
this.
great move, man. This thing is rocking.
Nice. Nice move. Good read. You had a good read
Yeah,
on it.
yep. It's a 5 minute RB alongside with the ABCD pattern on the 1 minute. So you have all these strategies combined with each other. Again, just gives you that little bit more conviction that the move is actually going to break out. So sweet, sweet, sweet. Took a couple of partials, one 10%, two 20%, because you notice this is, it looks like small, but this is a $2, $3 move. This is pretty nice. Pretty nice for Tesla. So you got to be careful not to take profits when you get a great move like that. So take your profits. Here comes Taurus reversal. I know, right? See, but that's the thing. We talk about this before, where I seen Brian and Andrew do this all the time, where they'll take different positions. Not all the time, actually, but they'll take different positions, one long, one short. Andrew might have his target, he'll partial out, and Brian will have his target a little bit later, he'll partial out, right? So we've seen that happen. Both traders could have two different setups and still both come out profitable, right? So let's see here. AMD is coming up to my break even. I'm sorry, Tesla to my break even point. Let's see if it's going to hold here. I'll give it a little bit of room. Let's give it to the 9 moving average. If it can't hold that, then I'll bail. So let's see here. And yeah, I'm going to get out. I think it'll be long again. Let's see here. We're trying. Buyers are trying, but I'm going to jump out. If it sets up again, I'm going to get back in. But I don't want to give back what I made here. We got a really nice pop. We took a lot off given how much we moved there. Why don't you add more on Tesla? I'm not really adding type of guy. I did add on AMD on
Not an
Monday.
adding type of guy.
Not an adding type of
Okay.
guy. But yeah, I should add more. And man, I probably got out too early on this thing. I'm probably gonna regret it, but that's okay. That's okay. We had a great move here. I'm happy with that. Thanks, Emmy. Tesla always messes up with the Bears. Uh, yeah. I don't know. We had good bearish runs on Tesla. I want to think. So I would think. All right. Let's see what else we have, friends. Banner. Thank you for being part of the Lambo and garbage truck, my friend. BMNR. Let's take a look what we have here. Just too risky, man. It's this thing. Yeah, VWAP breakout. I don't like this VWAP breakouts. In my webinar last night, I talk about the ones that make good VWAP breakouts. This is not one of them. And just the risk management on this thing, man, it's wild. So I'd rather trade. I mean, look at Tesla. Give us a $2 move. I'd rather trade Tesla. Look at it, AMD, which is continuing here. Andrew has added a couple of times as well, partialed. So he's on the driver's seat on that one. And man, just awesome. AMD this week has been. I don't know why I even looked at Tesla. AMD has been just incredible. Both Monday and yesterday I traded AMD and it's just delivered. So it's just been amazing. Darius, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Friends, let's if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, we do have our donation over for the Kids Cancer Foundation. So if you are doing well and you want to donate, we'll highly appreciate it. I'm going to do my donation as well today once I get off the live and Andrew comes on. I'll do my donation also, especially with the great week we're having. If you're having a great week, be thankful, give back. We're having an amazing week, so we'll give some back to our fundraiser. Right now we're sitting at 1,300 and 3,000 is our goal. So yes, also big giveaway today and for everyone, and our Lambo and Trader Lambo members get a slight advantage, actually a nice advantage
Or
to win.
Lambo
So
and what?
Lambos and garbage truck members.
There you go. That's the one.
That's the one. So
Can't
it's a
forget
big
the
one today
garbage
too.
trucks. They're just as important as the Lambo.
That's just as important.
Yeah.
I might have built too early on Tesla here, friends. Just okay. I'm
Yeah.
happy with the outcome, but I might have built too early. But again, it's just the rules. Gotta get out of break even. Um, we did get a little bit of room, but this thing might hold on to the 9 here. Look at the SPY. What interest rates? What interest rates? What are you talking about
Yeah.
inflation?
Don't need no stinking interest rates.
Yeah, we don't need your what was it saying? Close the effing door from Jerome Powell.
Oh yeah.
We need
Close the
that kind of
effing
reaction
door.
right now.
That's the energy you're
Yeah.
looking for, eh? All right.
Wow. QQQs is not as much, but the SPY is just rocking. Cameron, welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Trucks, my friend. Glad to have you. Today, I'm going to release part of my strategy webinar from yesterday for our elite members. Not the whole thing, but a couple of key areas. So if you're in the Lambo and Garbage Truck um, membership, you will get access to that. And in that video, I also gave you my recap on yesterday's AMD trade because you guys didn't get to see the outcome of that one. So I'll share that with you as well. So I'll post that later as soon as we're off the live here. Yeah, we could use LGT. Yeah. LGT, Lambos and garbage trucks. Yeah, we could use LGT. I suspect that this is like an IPO. All right, the Lambos and garbage truck is like a startup company. I suspect we might change the name a little bit later once it gets a little bit
Yeah, you
more
think?
to be in
Maybe.
line more with Baraboo Traders, right? To kind of be in line more with with our bigger parent company. So it's kind of like an IPO. We might change the name a little later. I don't know. It might stick. It doesn't roll off the tongue as easily, but we're gonna have so much fun in there. Eric, welcome, man. You've been with us for some time. Happy to have you in the Lambos and garbage trucks, my friend. Always here, always active. Appreciate you, brother. The name is awesome, right? Yeah, we can't change the name. Once you get used to it, it's probably gonna be hard to change the name.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what the board at BBT says. We need Lambo and garbage truck shirts. We definitely will do something like that. Oh, Nvidia.
Now, does that
Should we?
imply that at some point do we have to get like a Lambo and a Cybertruck for that?
Are you trying
Is
to
that
say
our
the
garbage
Cybertruck
truck
is
or
a
an
garbage
actual
truck?
garbage truck? I don't know.
uh, oh, I
Is that
I am
insulting? Do
going.
people can get mad at me now?
I'm going to do something I normally don't
Sorry.
do, but I'm gonna get back in on Tesla, guys. I'm gonna go long here again. Let's see if we get another
Uh-oh.
breakout. I know it's a little
It's getting
risky here.
aggressive.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
Yeah.
aggressive. It's the Lambo in me getting aggressive here. But let's see. Let's risk some of our profits that we made this morning back into the straight. I got out too
Oh.
early. Got out way too early on this thing. So let's see if we can make this happen here. Wow. Let's see if Tesla wants to give us a nice pop. Let's see here. 349 will be awesome if we can get it. Doesn't have the momentum at the moment. Day trading 102, adding to PB. Felix, Sebastian, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's see if Tesla is going to get it done today. All right. Looks like it's trying. It's taking too long, though. Come on, just do it. The longer it takes, the people that just got in, maybe like me, are starting to get a little worried and they start to hop out. But let's see if we can get going. New candle coming up in 8 seconds here. That's going to be important. Would have loved for this candle to break out, or else we might see a slight pullback here. Yeah, it didn't really get going. That should have happened on the previous candle. We'll hold on to the 9. Let's see if it can hold there. If not, we'll bail on it. Yeah, it's struggling. It's struggling. All right, 347. I'll jump out of it. Let's see here. SPY selling down. I don't like that. Ah, that
Oh
sucks.
yeah,
I'm out of it.
market's
Yeah, it
suddenly
sucks.
selling
Market's
off
selling
quite a
down.
bit.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
push on Qs and the SPY there. Um, PB pullbacks. Oh, that's what that means. Okay, I had no idea. Gerard Rivia. PB is a pullback. I take it back. It was a great setup on MP. Easy E. Are you pulling on
Stands for
legs on
peanut butter
MP?
for me.
E MP. No, I don't like MP.
PB and
All right.
J.
BTC at 1,000 122 Bitcoin. Is that at all time highs? Uh,
So it's
all
got
right,
to be
I'm gonna
close. Hold on a sec.
I'm gonna check right now.
Is
Bitcoin
that true?
price.
Let's check it out. Yeah, checking out Bitcoin prices here.
Oh yeah,
Where's my
yeah.
Bitcoin
Look at that.
prices?
121 730 and 40 right now.
Yeah,
That is nice. I gotta say,
it
this is one of
did.
the things where I wasn't too sure on Bitcoin. I'm like, and I still, I'll be honest, man. I still don't understand it completely, But I guess I'm not meant to. I just don't like
Guess you're not
but
meant to.
I guess I'm not meant to. I guess anything is like that, right? If you give something value, we give the value to something, right? Like the dollar doesn't mean
Yep,
anything unless we give the
exactly.
value, right? So
Correct.
we're giving value to this. Why? Why not just give it to actual currency?
Ah,
I don't know.
wow.
I don't know.
What a big question you're asking, Carlos.
Yeah, we were we're diving deep into thoughts here. All right, friends. Let's see what else we got going on. Apple. Yeah, I see Apple here. We could be a view at breakouts. The problem is Apple hasn't had really that great good continuation, man. So I haven't seen that out of it. This would have been our breakout candles. Here's the pullback. Here's the confirmation candle we talked about last night. Um, SPY's coming back up. I'm looking, SPY shooting back up. What was that about? Wait, do we
Yeah,
have
that
news
was
at Peter? Do we have news at 10?
no, there's no
No, there's no
news
news.
scheduled here for today, so I don't think it was any preview of that. Um,
Yep, yep.
let's see. We've got crude oil inventories that are coming out in about half an hour, but that's not
Okay.
and that doesn't affect our equities market.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Trump is now speaking at 11:15 this morning.
Okay.
So interesting.
Yeah.
His speech the other day was talking about uh, bringing in the guard into Washington D.C. to clean it up, and I don't know. It sounded quite, anyways, quite. I don't know what to say, guys. As a Canadian, all I can say is it didn't sound very American. It sounded quite
Mm.
anti-American, this martial law type approach that I wonder what it's like living in DC. I don't know. Never lived there. But
Yeah.
it's strange to watch, I gotta say, from outside the borders of the US just to see what's happening. So it's stuff that, you know, if we had suggested was going to happen in the US anytime in the past, we would have been told we were crazy and bite your tongue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Something
it's
else, man.
I mean, I do have a bad story. Like I was in DC years and years ago for a hockey game, and we were warned about not going outside, around the stadium, and it wasn't safe. I thought they had cleaned all that up, but I guess it's degraded again. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
it's there's rough areas everywhere, man. Even here in New
yeah,
Jersey, you go to Camden or
yeah,
Newark, and Newark is actually cleaned up a lot. But in the past, man, you went to Newark, you went from the train station right to the stadiums, and you head back out. And it's so funny because they try to build these stadiums and all these places in areas where they're like not great to kind of try to clean up the place.
right. To
But
spur
what people end up
development and
doing is
stuff.
all they do is they take the train right to that stop, get
Yeah.
in and get out, and it doesn't really help
Uh,
the area around. It's
Yeah.
like that doesn't work,
Right.
that doesn't work. Um,
Right. I
but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just 2 years ago, I biked around DC on my way. I was going to Myrtle Beach and back like I used to do every year, and I stopped there and we did a bike around bike around. What do you call it? Where all the reflecting pool? No, what's it? Where all the cherry
National
blossoms
Park.
are, and
Oh, the cherry. Yeah, 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 yeah.
because
That's a big thing.
you can go see the Lincoln Memorial, and you can go
Mm-hmm.
past the Smithsonian and the Washington Monument, and you just go around the water there. Is
Yeah,
that part of the Potomac? I don't even know what I was biking around, to be honest. But anyways, felt perfectly safe is the point I was getting at. So, but that was maybe middle of the day in tourist season.
yeah, yeah. I see Andrew did
Um,
a 920 here. Very nice.
yeah, that area is
Very
safe.
nice. Very
And
nice.
the mall, yeah, I guess it's just called the mall. You're right, because it was the reflecting pool is a specific water feature in front of the
Yeah.
Washington Memorial, isn't it?
NC Trader,
In any event,
fully. I agree with that. That's the one of the biggest problems we have, not just in DC, in a lot of the states here, is that people get arrested for something and they're let go. Like, so
mm,
people, when you get away with something, you tend to what? Do it again. And we've been seeing a lot of
yeah.
that, right? So
It,
that's a big
There's been a
problem.
lot of that in North America. I just don't understand it how like shopkeepers or especially in the large chains, they're told don't approach anybody that's shoplifting. So these kids
Yeah,
come
that's
in
the
and
thing.
just raid the
Yep,
place and they're allowed
yep.
to just walk out. And I'm like, that doesn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing,
We've
man.
got
It's
friends here, just literally across the street from us. Their daughter works for Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a big drugstore chain here. Uh, and uh, and the same thing. They said, "Oh yeah, they get shoplifters in, and they're told don't approach, don't interfere, just let them take it." So seems like you're incentivizing the theft because sure you
yeah.
hand over the tapes, but whatever, they just take what they want and off they wander. The liquor store here has started locking up. They only display empty boxes like of all the scotches because they were getting
Mm,
raided too. So if you walk in and you want to try and take the scotch, you just get an empty box. You got to ask for it, then they put it behind the counter, and you can only get it at checkout. And it's a pain for a regular customer,
yeah.
frankly. Uh, but I get it. I get why they need to do it. But anyways, it just seems weird to me. It seems
Yeah,
weird.
it's a weird process. So I don't know. Guys, I'm liking Tesla for sure here. I'm waiting for the pullback in the confirmation candle off the VI breakdown. I just think it's gonna break down before we get our confirmation here. So I'm yeah, I'm gonna jump in short because I think the price action seems like it really wants to go. So I'm short here for a VI breakdown. Stop loss. We'll give this a little bit of room, 345.80ish because it's got to be above the VWAP. Let's see if we get this breakdown. Take advantage of this sell off on Tesla here. So sure. Next target on this thing. What are we looking at? I don't have a good target here.
Yeah, I'm
Low of the
regretting
day.
not jumping in Nvidia short here. Is it it's heading lower
Yeah.
now at low of day, but it wasn't
Let's
really
see
my
here.
trade setup, so which is unfortunate.
Let's see what we can get out of Tesla. Just got to keep an eye on the SPY. I don't want the SPY and the Qs turning the other way because that messed up our nice,
Yeah,
beautiful trade here. And if the SPY turns the other way, then
yeah.
we might be a little bit cautious on this thing. Um, so yeah, again, it's weird, man. People just gotta get along. Everybody's just gotta get along. That's it.
Yeah, well,
That's the drop there. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Is there a continuation? I don't want to pull. I don't want to be too trigger happy. And we get 344. Okay. see. Man, buyers are not letting it go nice and smooth. They
Fighting.
want this. Yeah, they're fighting.
Fighting.
They're fighting. I feel like the minute I take apart, it's gonna drop even lower, but I want to weigh as much as I can. All right, that's good enough. Here we go. 344.41. Nice. Let's see if we can get something going here. Yeah, look at the battle, man. This is here's the SPY again, messing me up. SPY is pushing higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
It might be short lived. We'll see, Carlos. Let's hope
yeah.
for your sake that it holds in there. Although
Let's
Andrew is
see.
trading AMD long off of VWAP.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another partial here just in case. I don't like the way the SPY is moving here. Um, Another one just in case. Look at the SPY. It's gonna rally here. Yeah.
Good Andrew. Perfect entry for Andrew on the AMD. I don't know
Yes.
if he
Beautiful.
added. Maybe he just added. Look at him.
No, I think
Andrew's a
I'm not
monster,
sure.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Best price reader we have,
He's a
man.
beast.
He is a beast. All right, let's see if
GTI has been very boring today. You guys are talking about Hood. What? Oh my goodness! Look at the sell-off on Hood today.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I can't. I'll pull up in a second here. Gonna see if I'm gonna survive this pullback on Tesla. I'm glad I took another partial on it. Because I was expecting with the SPY doing what it's doing, we might struggle. But I don't want to give up on it yet. And let's see if that's gonna pay off. So someone asked me earlier today, has the market been cold? I forgot, it was one of you guys over on YouTube asked me if the market has been cold the last couple of weeks, and I think what you meant by that, if it's been not as high as far as day trading or something, but it's been different, right? It's been different. It's been a little bit more difficult, but we're still managing to get opportunities, right? Like today, this is for me somewhat of a not, I can't say difficult, but a lot of tries. I know it's only 3 trades. I know it's not a lot, but for me, this is a lot of tries here. And we'll get our move. We'll do what we have to, but it's not as easy as it was like in June, for example. June was awesome. July was a little bit tougher. And August, we'll see. August, so far things are working out excellent. But we had a couple of days where it's like we're struggling to get the numbers right, but we get them. It just takes a little bit more work.
Yeah.
SPY is turning. I like that. For me here, I like the SPYs looking to go lower. Let's see if Tesla can follow suit. I'm taking some off already. I'm a little bit past my my entry, so I can afford to sit and wait. I'm probably gonna hold it to my original stops, and I took some off. And again, I have a feeling we're going lower. I don't want to bail on this a little bit too early. So let's see what happens. You want to quit trading, but you're unable. What should you do? Quit.
Why are you
or
unable?
why we want to quit? Why are you unable to quit?
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
That sounds
quitting.
odd.
All right, if you love it so much, oh, you want to quit? Over 600K in 10 years. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. You keep adding money when you lose. Well, you know what? I mean, it sounds like, you got to take the tough medicine, which is often go back into a simulator, right? Stop trying to force live trading.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do, right? Because you're going to feel like
Very
I'm
hard.
wasting my time. I'm not doing anything. Look, it's better to have days where you're not losing money, but learning rather than just
Yes.
losing money and being frustrated, because the frustration will inhibit your ability to learn, and you're more likely to make the same mistakes. I know it's hard. It's really hard to do, though. We know that, but
Yeah.
if it was easy, anyone could do it.
Yeah, you got to take I think if you still want to trade, you got to take the money aspect out of it. You just got to forget about the money. Forget this is something for you to make money on right now.
Yeah.
Focus on the process. Fall in love with the process in simulator. coming here, hanging out with us in the community, focus on the process, take the money aspect out of it, which is difficult to do because sometimes when you feel like you're trading in sim like that, it's like, oh, it's pointless because you've done trading live before. So yeah, so I think you should. Oh, let's go. Wow, my decision to hold here might be paying off. Um, Normally I don't do it like that, but I think there's more weakness coming in here. POTR. Eric, you think he's trolling? He might be, but you know, there might. You're right, Eric. He might be trolling, but there might be somebody out there that hasn't said anything that might be feeling that certain way. You
Yeah.
know, maybe that can help them, right? So I agree. There's people out there that might be trolling somewhat, but again, we love our trolls. My daughter loves trolls too. Watch the movie all the time. Oh my god, we watch. There's like 4 parts of it. We watch trolls nonstop. It's
Okay.
oh yeah, we love the trolls. It's good stuff. All right, I'm gonna parse you here, guys. 344. Let's go. All right, Tesla. Tesla
Wow.
made us happy, made us sad, and
Wow,
then made
you
us
held
happy
through
again.
that, Carlos.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good for
Tesla
you.
is.
That wasn't easy.
Mm. But Eric, you're right. 600K sounds a little bit unrealistic. I haven't heard anybody lose that much. It's a lot. Maybe I don't know. Depends.
I mean, it depends on how much you got, I guess. It's
Yeah. 600 might be chump change for some
yeah.
people, right? All right,
Well, it
Tesla, let's make
absolutely
it
is for
happen.
some people.
Wow, I guess I'm looking at Andrew's screen. He's looking at Hood. Wow, what a drop. He hasn't traded this yet, but Hood is that a
Yeah, it is. It is
$10?
selling off hard.
That is the humanity. The humanity.
This is Brian. I'm really
Uh,
regretting this Nvidia. I not jumping in here, so that's too bad for me.
in the name. Yeah, Eric, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I agree.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. POTR. Show us the move. Show us the move lower.
Yeah. Guys, this was a good conversation to have, everybody, and I appreciate people jumping in and providing their experience. Hopefully, new user, you're getting the feel that, look, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy, and the psychology part of it is the toughest part, right? Because it may not be a technical problem at all. It just could be, your size management, the managing of emotions, the consistency in the trading. But you've got to, sort of take the emotion on the money out of it so you can figure out some of the other stuff. And I strongly recommend time in simulator. If you can't do simulator, then reduce your size significantly until the point where the money doesn't really matter, right? That could be $20 risk per trade.
Yeah.
$20
Yeah.
per trade. And if you're like, I can't even take it seriously, but that's the point. You want it to be at a level where you're taking the process seriously. It should not matter whether you're taking $20 risk or $20,000 risk per trade. You should be able to execute the same way. And don't tell me, that's too little risk. I can't take enough size to trade it. That's not true. At $20 risk, even even on a $300 stock like Tesla, you could take, if you're taking a $1 risk, that's 20 shares, partial, one share at a time. You can take 20 partials,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, so you can absolutely do it. You just got to, you got to get your head around the fact that you're doing it not to make money. You're doing it to prove that your process works and that you can emotionally manage the journey. Again, it's hard to do. It's really hard to self-police and do that. And, I'm not trying to be glib on this. This is an important lesson. Again, think of it like, you play a bunch of roles. I've used this analogy before, but it's like you're a team. Pick your favorite sport. I don't care what, right? At this moment, put yourself in the role of coach. If you're the coach of the team, who are you putting on the field? It sounds like you shouldn't be putting yourself on the field. So where do you put yourself? You should be putting yourself back on a secondary team and say you need to go practice more. Go practice. Prove to me you deserve to be on this field because otherwise you're dragging the team down. So bench yourself. Do it. Go back to the practice field. But it's really tough being the player that's benched, but you're both. So, anyways, hope this analogy makes sense. But think about it in those terms, right? It's not easy. If it was easy, you know, then if it was easy, anyone could do it. I was trying to find a different analogy here, but so, anyways.
Yeah,
This is
a
partly why
hundred
we have
percent.
the community. I mean, guys, we founded this barrel trading community because, and Carlos and I are part of it because we've been through this same process. Hell, I feel like I still live it every day. Carlos and I have shared openly, right? We're not perfect. We
Oh,
falter, right? We
yeah.
look at MP, right? I
Oof.
still don't even want to talk about it, but
Yeah, it's a
it
rough day,
wasn't
man.
that big of a deal. But for Carlos and I, it represented a mental breakdown, right? We allowed
Yeah.
ourselves to get
Yeah.
caught up and do something that we knew we shouldn't have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you got to work to improve. So,
Yeah.
and hopefully, just being here with us on YouTube and part of that community can help. Take the lesson seriously. We all like to think I'm smarter than that. I don't need it. I can do it on my own. And, most of the time we find out otherwise and can leverage the help. Don't be too proud to one, admit that you're wrong, and two, to accept the help, even if that help is from yourself. And this I absolutely speak from experience. I was too proud for a while to take the help from myself that I needed because I couldn't back off. I just kept doing the same wrong thing for a while until I had to pull myself back, like bench myself, right? Get my head back in order, get my, emotions in check, trade to my strategy, and move back into the game. And I still find there's days where I falter. How many times have you guys heard me take the damn trade? Like these are my demons to fight. You're gonna have your own. But
Mm-hmm.
it's about facing them head on every single day and accepting that challenge. So I'll get off my soapbox now, but you can tell we're passionate about it in the community. We truly want to help everybody, but it's not easy. Don't ever think it's easy. Don't let some of those other videos that just show you how, you can make, don't even let, like, Andrew's a professional trader. As I've said many times also in the past, when you watch Andrew, you're literally watching one of the best in the world. Consider it like watching an Olympic athlete. In
Oh yeah.
no
Yep.
universe should you think you could just jump on the field and compete with an Olympic athlete. So don't even try. It doesn't mean you can't
Yep.
play the same sport. Understand the level at which you're playing and play appropriately. Could you aspire towards that? Absolutely. But you have to work towards it. So
Yep.
there you go.
100%. 100%. Trader Alex, yeah, man. Whenever you join, we'll love to have you, and you definitely reach out. Even now, you could email us, guys. Carlos at bearwithtraders.com, Peter at
Yeah.
bearwithtraders.com, and we're available. So um, Tesla is toying with me back and forth, back and forth.
It is.
I really thought the breakdown was coming of 344 here, like it really was setting up. Um, and let's see. But again, I took some parcels here, so I'm glad for this. Especially, I'm glad for this one really. So in essence, I have reduced my risk a little bit more. So I'm willing to give it a bit more room. I'll lose a lot less if we get stopped out at our original stop. But I feel we have a drop coming. So I want to wait and see if this takes off.
Carlos
Oh,
has
and
faith.
the
He
hey,
believes
I
there's a
have
drop coming.
faith. I believe, and again, I could be completely wrong, but that's the decision I'm gonna go with. But a lot has to do with the spy. To be honest, a lot has to do with the spy. Like if you start every time it shoots up, this thing goes up. When it shoots down, this thing struggles. So a lot has to do with that there. So let's see what we can get out of this one here. Wow, AMD delivering
Yeah, AMD
again.
is still.
I know we haven't checked in on Andrew's trade, but let's take a look right now. Look at this monstrous VWAP ad here,
I know.
920.
Look at the ad.
Boom, boom,
That
boom,
is
boom,
stunning, isn't
boom.
it?
I mean, what else? What else do you need? This is
Yep.
Andrew's account. This is Andrew's account right now, right there. There you go. Loving it. All right, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, Tesla struggling to sell off here. Um, struggling. Spy's not moving higher, but it looks this time like it actually wants to break the VWAP. So we are just checking things out. Yeah, I don't like the way it's moving. That looks very aggressive towards the top there. So I might cover everything. I'm hesitant, but yeah, I'll cover everything now. It looks like it wants to go up. So thankfully we took some off. So still green on Tesla, which is nice. We got a great initial trade. We stopped out on this one and then got a small green to add to this one. So not bad. Not bad. But this is what I'm talking about. You know, hard. This is hard trading for me. This is not easy. This is very hard focus. I'm like paying attention to every move that the stock is making. That's typically not easy trading, right? But it's manageable. It's manageable. Um, POTR did actually break down, right? I mean, we missed the move now, but did actually break down. But this is just so difficult to take a trade on. Like you can see this all day after the fact, and how you have traded this would have been very hard to get an entry signal. No, because I'm not gonna reverse my position because I still don't think it's gonna go long. You know, I think you might get a little bit of pop here, but I don't believe it's going to actually break out unless the SPY does, right? So, um, I that's the reason why I'm not flipping my position. If I had a better entry, I would still be in this to hopefully get a drop back to the low of the day. So we'll see. We'll see. So let's see here. Like right now, if we were to go long, this would be the breakout candle, pullback, and then this should be the confirmation candle. But again, I don't know. Don't know. All right, let's see here. I know Amazon. Curious, what was your entry and stop would have been on AMD 10 a.m. Candle? So AMD 10 a.m. candle. How would we got in here? This would have been if I were to have gone long here, my stop would have been. This is a great entry. So close to the VWAP. You know, AMD can move a lot. I would have probably placed my stop around 182, 182, 180. Probably would have been around that area. So whose trade is this? Paris. Paris did. Look at Paris taking PLTR short.
Yeah.
Very
Getting maybe
nice.
some revenge on PLTR today.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Yeah. Wow, AMD is just so strong. Tesla going. Let's take a look. Tesla. I don't know. That doesn't look too good to me. That's actually struggling. I think. Again, I think it's actually struggling. So almost looks like a false VWAP breakout.
Looks very uncertain.
Looks like a false VWAP breakout. Nah, let's not touch it again. Let's not. I was thinking going. Let's not touch it again. Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. But it's struggling. Like I wouldn't like it as a long here. SPY selling. Yes, it is. Came too late to the party though. SPY had to sell early when I was still in it. But yeah, it'll be a tough entry here for long because you might have to hold through an actual pullback on it if the SPY continues to sell off like this. It looks like a good false VWAP breakdown. I mean, false VWAP breakout. All right, friends. I am so interested. Back to 344. Just leave it alone. Um, Short AMD. Ravi, my man. Let's see what you're doing here. What's your target? What's your plan here? Yes, man. I saw your email this morning. So when we're off the live, I'll send that to you. So yeah. So if you send me an email for the PDF, I'll send that to you. Yep. I think I got a couple I saw this morning, so you'll get that. Friends, in a few minutes we are doing giveaway, big giveaway for BBT and PCT. Andrew's gonna come in this closer to around 11 o'clock when he comes in. So I'll send you the hashtag to put on there. And friends, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We're sitting at 341. Our goal here is 400. 400 is our goal for the day. Once we do that, we are very happy when me and Peter hand it off to the rest of the gang here. Andrew, Brian, followed by Thor. And today's Wednesday. You get Vanessa, man. You jam pack stuff today. Thor and Dr. V later today. So not yet, guys. I haven't turned it on yet. Not yet. I'll let you know. And also just do it once. Trust me. You do it once, not now. It's like when you say, "Hey, not now," it's like it just keeps going. So yeah, it's not on. It's not working. It's not working. Yeah,
Hard to stop them once everybody gets excited, Carlos.
I know. It's like I don't care if it's not on. I'm still gonna be hashtag BBT. I'm gonna represent.
Yeah,
I love I love you guys. Just
better
do
safe than
whatever you
sorry.
want. Just do whatever you want. But it's not on yet.
Yeah.
Just letting you know for as a disclaimer. Tesla, you did drop. I think you're gonna drop lower. I think you're gonna go to the low of today. I missed the entry already, but I think you are going to low. Tesla is a tough trade. I'm green on it, which is nice. Gray trade here, red trade here stopped out. Able to take a little bit more off and kind of offset this red loss here. So I should just stop the green trade here, which is nice, but can't complain. It's good. Good outcome so far. Momentum traders. Dr. V. Yes, Dr. V. If you do hashtag Carlos, you're not gonna get anything. But if you do exclamation point Carlos, let's see if Nightbot is working. And I'll set this up for every moderator. If you do exclamation point Carlos, you're gonna get this link. See Nightbot? It's gonna give you my social media, which I haven't been very active on. I will once the kids go back to school. Social media videos all day long. We're gonna go crazy on social media. But there it is. It's my link to all my social media and some BBT links for you guys. If you do, who else have I done? Have I done hashtag Thor? I got to do Andrews. I got to do a couple of people. So if you do hashtag, you can get some information there. I mean, not hashtag, sorry, exclamation point, and the moderator's name, and I'll have some links that come up for that person. We'll set that up. All right, it is time to do what we do. So I'm gonna let's start it off here, friends. Let's do this. We're going to do what we promised. There it is. We'll kick it off.
You get these weird, Carlos, I keep getting these weird AI, and they're clearly AI generated ads. I don't know what they're like randomly producing these things nowadays. And it keeps trying to sell me Tai Chi lessons. Why Tai Chi? What the heck did that come from?
I don't know.
Tai Chi for men over 50.
I don't know what that plan is. All right, friends, there it is. I brought the donations to 1,402. So let's help out, friends. Let's help out. Let's help out on this amazing foundation fundraiser to help kids with cancer. Right? I mean, it's just how bad is that, right? Can you imagine the parents dealing with this, man? Right? Your helpless kid. That's got to be so brutal, man. So I donate $20, and again, the idea here is, guys, we all do just a little bit. and help and help this these kids, man. So the best is what you can afford. That's the best. But if we all do a little bit, that's when it helps.
Yep.
All right. Okay, very good. My Hero Plus Ultra. Man, that sounds like a superhero name. Hero
Good morning,
Plus Ultra.
everybody.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm sorry, I might be some
Awesome,
echo
man.
because I have you on, so I stopped you. There you go.
All right.
Um,
Let's
Brian is also stopping very soon. Welcome to Lambo and Garbage Truck channel.
yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Indeed.
So today is very good Lambo day for me.
Yeah, see
How about you,
that?
Brian?
Nice, man.
Brian also had a really great trading day. I know you did, Carlos, was amazing trading on Tesla. I was watching
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I got
Watching
a nice.
religious because you trained really well. Everything killed it yesterday or 2 days ago. Tesla was
Yeah,
great. Let me also share my screen. Um, Today definitely was Lambo Day. Um,
nice, nice.
What we've been reveling about your excellent ad on AMD, Andrew. That ad right at VWAP, bold and perfectly placed.
so
Like
that
that's thing of
credit
beauty.
goes to, thank you. That credit goes to Mr. Brian Pezzin, my role
There you
model
go.
in life. Created this 920 strategy, and we discussed that actually for about 5-10 minutes about this strategy, that how to find it, how to. One of our traders wanted to build a signal in on that, so we discussed a little bit on that. So that was amazing. And Brian, as a matter of fact, actually got a
Yep.
way earlier trade on. So I had a pretty good day. So solid trading day. I still have 1,000 share of AMD left, $20,000 profit closed. The bonds are going up. $500,000 position on SPY is doing well. What else do we want in life? The biggest trade for me was on AMD. I also did a very nice bullish engulfing pattern on NVIDIA, which was amazing. And we are really having a good time. In the last 2 weeks, I made over, I think, 150,000 to 1,000, something like that. It was amazing. So it's all 2020
It has
all the
been.
way.
Yeah, this is a great market to make money.
I
Just
would agree.
no other way to put it.
So today we're gonna have a couple of uh, big draws. It's Wednesday giveaway day. So we're gonna give 5 audiobooks. We're gonna give 1 BBT Elite membership, and we're gonna give 50% discount for the boot camp, either next boot camp or anyone that you can attend. Unfortunately, I cannot do 100% boot camp because there's a cost of platform. We give 3 months of DAS with total view in there and journaling tool in there. So the cost of the platform is a little bit too big, but definitely 50% can do it. No, I sold my VCLT and I bought some TLT, Evo, because TLT is a little bit more volatile. VCLT is less volatile. And I was planning to sell, my bond position completely. So I decided to just, if I want to swing it, then I swing a TLT because TLT moves higher than VCLT. VCLT is corporate bonds and a little bit less volatility, but TLT is directly 20 years treasuries, so they're more volatile going up and down. So like, for example, TLT is up 0.8%. VCLT is up only 0.69%. Do you see that? TLT pops up faster. Yes, VCLT gives a little bit more percentage, but I wasn't planning to hold for long term, so I want to just move on it. If you want to get really good swing on these, I think the TMF is the 3 times leverage of TLT, I think, if you really want to catch a bottom on bonds. When the Bill Ackman last year called, they covered their short position on bonds, the really bond rallied, TMF would have been amazing. I don't know, it's 2 or 3. I think it's, does anyone know? Is it 2 or 3? It's 3. So this was the place that here in 2023, Bill Ackman tweeted here that they covered all of their bond position. So from 38 rally to 66. That would have been a good place. That's all right. So trading wise, yeah, guys, amazing trading we had today. AMD is really killing it. So any
Yeah.
question, guys?
AMD, Tesla was good. Had some really good short opportunities with Hood. PLTR finally kind of broke out of a trading range and was a good short.
So what we did today is the AMD, really amazing trading we did on AMD. I like that sound. Which was essentially ABCD parent plus a 920 strategy. It was great. And we had NVDA was also 1 minute opinion range breakout, which got stopped out. And PLTR messed around a little bit with it, but it was really not ready for a breakout. So, and Paris did a very nice, amazing trade on that.
Yeah. There we go. Kava actually was a nice trade today. It was, you don't see this trade set up very often, but this trade setup I call the Phoenix trade because it's gapping down on news. It's trading above the VWAP, not below it. Because if it was trading below it, it would be what I call a rising devil trade. So this Phoenix setup, again, you don't see it very often, but Kava was trading down but above the VWAP. When it opened, it came down, touched the VWAP on that pullback right at the open, and then it just started breaking out higher. So did not trade that, but that was actually a nice setup for a trade I called the Phoenix trade. So AMD is back at the VWAP, so could if you're short, watch it for a bounce here anyway. Qs and SPY are trying to find a bottom here, at least for the time being.
So somebody asked about the funded account on trading terminal. No, you don't need to do anything. So we still hope that by August 18, all the performance issues and bugs are fixed. There's a lot of really good feedback. So people are giving us in trading terminal. So you can get 1 week for free. So if you sign up now, you have 1 week to test it out, set up your indicators and everything. And then by August 18, we reset all the buying powers. We connect the journaling tool and we start for everybody who signed up before, because again, as a token of appreciation. If we do not get by August 18, maybe we do it the next Monday. So I'll announce it. We'll see by Friday where we're standing. So hopefully we are releasing the hotkeys. All the hotkeys that we're using on DAS is going to be in there. Like bring your stop loss to break even, partial at 10%, use your buying power, 50%, 75%, 100% buying power for share size. So everything is going to be in there. So the bootcamp, we start in September. The full program is on their website. I highly recommend go through the syllabus and see what's exactly included and how you actually can benefit from it. Live trading is included with our traders. So Thor trades live for Peak Capital Bootcamp traders, Mike, John, Peter, Carlos, everybody, Megan. Ayman, Lenny, they're all, you get exposure to different, thought process, different trading. So that would be something that, and we were talking in chat room about the most important part of bootcamp is accountability, that making sure that you're a group with a serious group of people more experienced than you, and see how you actually can build your system. Are you going to benefit from it? Yes, only if you put the work in it. There's no secret sauce that we're holding, to sell you more expensive. It's not working like that. If I had a secret sauce, I would have sold you at the same price, but we're just trading. You have to build it yourself. So yeah, I mean, what is important for you is definitely be available for live trading. If anyone is not available for live trading at the open, forget about trading. Never mind the bootcamp. Forget about trading. At least this style of trading. And then the webinars and groups and everything are recorded. But we had people that constantly coming to all the groups, sessions, ask questions, bugging their mentors and captains all the time. Not bugging, but using the resources available. And we had some people that they never even start their funded account that they paid for. So you can be both ways. Like there are very few people are like that. But again, there are people who sign up for gym membership, never go. And there are people that go every day. So
Yeah, question about hood. It kind of looks like it's setting up for a double bottom. Set up 1030. It made a higher low. It is trying to hold this 109 sort of 50 level, but struggling to stay above the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. So, I mean, if you were going to take an entry here, it would be a good place to take an entry, and then you'd use loss of 109.30 as your stop. And 111 possibly VWAP is target price. Tesla could be along. It might be just chopping in a range now, so just be careful. It's if you're going long right now, you're going long right into VWAP level. So
I'm getting stopped
be
out completely.
surprised you get a pullback here.
So the funded account on Trading Terminal is going to be free because Trading Terminal is in a beta launch. So we are fixing a lot of issues in there. And that's why, as a token of appreciation for the early adopter and users, I don't charge you through the funded account as long as just a monthly membership that goes for the data. And probably anyone who signed up before August 19th. You don't have to pay anything, just a monthly, but eventually it's going to be a fee for it because it has to be accountability. The reason that we want to put a fee on it is not to make money, it's just to make sure that you don't take that stupid trade because you're going to lose that $200. So right now the funded account is $1,000, but I think it's pretty expensive. It's really expensive, but it's not my control, it's the platform because it's a Lamborghini. But if you want to learn driving, you don't need a Lamborghini. Maybe you can do it with a Toyota too. So we're going to build that Toyota for you that is cheaper. That I can maybe $100, $200. I was thinking of $200 for 3 months. And if you blow up, I can another $200, you can live with that. But another $1,000, come on. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the goal is to help us building it. So all the users are coming, the load testing, the fields issues. We found, like, for example, a very big bug in our order entry that, okay. And we didn't know until a lot of people made the trade and, showed itself that, okay, we got to fix that bug. So funded account the idea of the funded account is we give you an account. It's a simulator account in DAS or in Trading Terminal. There's no real capital involved. We call it funded training account, which means that if you make money out of it. It's like a competition. The profit, we're going to give you the profit at the end of the day. 100% of the profit for you. There's no profit sharing because it's simulator, what we give you. So why we do that? The reason we do that is we want you to, and everybody loses money. All the equity curves will see it every day. So we want you to go through this without risking your real capital, but we want it to be one level higher than just a video game that you can reset. Okay, we can reset. There's some sort of a consequence for bad trading. And I think it's been very successful. And I think it has been very successful in helping people realize how difficult this thing is and how much work they need to work on themselves before opening up accounts. I see the success. I don't see the success in a way that, oh, okay, we made, 95% of our traders profitable. That's not a success. It is a success, but it's unreasonable. For me, the success is how much of you realize how difficult this thing is and maybe either walk away or delay your live trading accounts until you're ready. Because this is the most dangerous activity that humans have ever invented. Maybe after wars.
Yeah.
But
certainly good way to blow up your financial situation. Actually, Hood just did a pretty nice 920 trade. You could see it. This is we traded AMD 920 to the upside. This is a good example of a 920 to the downside. Just it popped up, hit the 20, and then now it's selling off again. Sort of going with the Qs and the SPY, which the Qs are now at low of day. Qs actually look like they might actually go red today. So a bit of profit taking.
so G-Man, if you, so we give you a $50,000 account, which is, the $50,000 buying power, and the equity would be 12,500. And then if you make that one $40,000, we give you up to $20,000 to you. So we cap it at $20,000 or $15,000. I have to see which one was that. And we had only 2 people so far have got it, 2 or 3. We got a lot of profit. Like I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit to people, but the cap, we had only one of these guys who's here. I hate him, Trader Troy. Where are you? Show yourself. That he's banned from this program. So that's one of them is here. So that's the thing. It's pretty difficult. Like turning in 3 months, turning $10,000 to $40,000 is quite impossible. So I think the reasonable return would be in 3 months would be 10,000 to another 10,000, 20,000. So doubling your account is more possible if you get 1% a day. But $40,000. So 920s, people are asking 920, what's the 920? So if you read my new book, Trade Book, the details are in there with a lot of examples. If you come to our website for free, everybody who gets that $1 thing have access to a series of 20 strategy short videos that we have, that we go through each of these strategies: Fallen Angel, Rising Devil, Lead Balloon, Opening Range Breakout, VWAP Reversals, Fallen, whatever, you name it. It's all there. 5 minutes videos explain to you what are these glossary so you can understand that. But just quick and dirty, I've said that many times, that's why I don't want to answer it all the time because it gets boring, is when the strongest stock is going up. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Carlos is showing that. So that, thanks Carlos for that. So that is available to everybody. You just need to get that $1, so make sure that you're not a bot. So all of these, see the screen, all of those strategies, they're very short videos that you go through, like 1 to 10 strategy, mountain pass, whatever that it is, you can actually quickly learn what are they. Obviously, trading them, that's a different story, but just as a quick overview. And a lot of them are the same thing. Like, it's not that we invented 20 unique secretive strategy. A lot of them are the same. ABCD pattern and opening range breakout can be at the same time, same thing. One of the recaps that I posted recently, a lot of them are either counter trend or trend trading. Just how people see it, how people materialize it and name it is different. So you will see a lot of similarities in there, and that's the beauty of the market. Is everybody sees one price action, but traded completely different, and all of them are profitable.
Yeah. Yeah. And 920 trade doesn't necessarily have to be a strong stock. It can be a weak stock too, like Hood is this morning. But the principle is the same. It uses the 9 and the 20 EMA moving averages. And Tesla broke down through this R3 level. The Q's had a really nice little bounce off the off PDC, which is always a level you should have on your charts. SPY still looks weak, SPX. So looks like, again, getting some profit taking today.
So for new traders, somebody's asking, what should I invest in? I think the one thing that you should invest as a new trader, only simulator. You probably need 1 year of simulator. Because start from the simulator and they go to the funded account and blow up the funded account. You do the boot camp, come from boot camp, you do that 1 year of all the money you have, put it on the S&P 500 so you don't miss the rally. Everything that you have, I know a lot of people have, couple of $100,000 here and there. Just put it in S&P 500. So you collect your dividend, get your growth, and put $5,000 on the side to learn. $1,000 to the membership, $59 for the simulator, and just the rest in your account. Be ready through the simulator.
Don't know.
Yeah, you figure it out.
Don't know, James. Don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yes. One thing is that, do you need DAS at the open? No, at the beginning, you might not even need DAS. Go through Train Terminal, go to another simulator that is cheaper, and then play around with it, understand some strategies, and then go. Yeah, that's the Lamborghini of platforms. Do you need it? No, at the beginning. So we have a few minutes to answer a couple of other questions. I'm going to record a recap I posted on the YouTube as well. Obviously, people in the chat room, they saw me live trading, all the thought process, everything. We answered a lot of questions in the chat, in YouTube. Also, if there's any question, always you can email us, Andrew at bearbulltraders.com or team@bearbulltraders.com about
Yep.
questions.
Or you can email me, Brian at Bearable Traders as well.
Brian at bearbulltraders.com. Brian has a couple of really good books. I think Brian has 3 books: How to Swing Trade, How to Trade Options, and Profiting as an Active Trader. Really good books. Check it out. And, for those of you who read my new book, I'm really looking forward to hear your feedback, honest review on Amazon. It means a lot to me, especially at the beginning when you launch the book. So really appreciate that. Either you this version or the older version that it is continued. I really appreciate if you write your reviews, attach a picture so they know it's a verified picture. I appreciate that. There's a question is, do I invest long-term? Absolutely. So this is my long-term position right now. Let me show it to you. So I have VOO, which is exactly SPY, and TLT, which is a treasuries, 20 years treasuries. So it's not 60-40 exactly, but it should be 60-40 slowly. So I might slowly keep buying bonds on that. And that's pretty standard to have a 60-40 portfolio. And I wouldn't mess around with anything else except S&P 500. These 500 companies are the best companies in the world. They are multinational. They're not only US. Some people say, oh, what about US? It's not US. Apple is not a US company. It's selling iPhone all around the world. Like Google is not a US company. So, these are all multinational. I think 60% of the revenue of the S&P 500 is coming from outside of US. Has all the sectors in there. Hey, Andrew, what about commercial real estate? It's going to go up. Oh, yeah, the 11% of S&P 500 is real estate. And if you want to go buy a house or buy a commercial property, get a mortgage on it, rent it out, pay the cost, everything, they're already doing it for you in the most professional way, the highest possible margin in the best locations available. They're doing it for you in that ETF is in there. Andrew, what about emerging markets? Brazil is going up. It's already there. It's in there. What about Bitcoin? It's in there. Is that 500? Don't get the FOMO. Everything is in there. Package for you at the lowest cost goes in there. So just buy S&P 500. I've tried messing around with leverage product, beat the market, and I did beat the market on my swing trade positions significantly. But one liberation day or one interest rates, one bear market can wipe out all of those profits. I came to my conclusion. I'm a good trader. Swing trading. Brian is not like that. Brian has a lot of penny stocks. Brian is a degen. Brian is one of you. He's a degen.
Yeah, you just have to know when to be in penny stocks, and you have to, of course, you have to build a trading plan, and you also have to you have to be in the right penny stocks. You have to build a thesis as to why you think those stocks will be hot. Right now, I'm in a lot of graphene stocks. It's just it's a super hot sector, and that's that was my thesis. But
okay,
yeah,
so draw time.
I am nervous. Yeah.
All right, draw time. So Carlos is going to come. We have 7 draw today. 5 audiobooks for free, 1 free BBT membership, and 1 50% boot camp. The people who are members of Lambo and Garbage Truck, we give you 1 minute if you want to sign up. You get 4 times access to that. And you just type in BBT, hashtag BBT. That's it, hashtag BBT. Let's get you there. So Carlos, give them 1 minute if anyone wants to join as the Lambo or Garbage Truck.
Yep. Okay.
And then we do 7 times, 5 times book, and 6 times is the free BBT membership. And the last one would be 50% boot camp, any boot camp that you want.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. We're getting there. All right. And then we do tomorrow again 5 ebooks. All righty. Perfect. 1 time is enough, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for support. It's really fun. Not in the chat room. No, guys, not over there. Not in the BBT chat room. Which part was not clear? In YouTube, guys. In YouTube. In YouTube. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
How do you want to survive financial markets? Over there. All right, go.
All right, let's do it. 5 audiobooks. Here's the first one. Araquillo, welcome.
Nice.
So email me, guys, carlos@beartraders.com. There's the first one. Second one for the audiobook, Fabiola Charlotte. Congrats. Third one for the audiobook, Octade. So nice. Congratulations. Number, I lost track. This is 4 or 5?
This was
Michael. No, it's the 4th. Michael.
Yeah, it's okay.
Michael.
If you go even extra.
Yeah. And here's last one for the audiobook, friends. Here we go. Vivid Collective. Congrats, guys. So those are for the audiobooks. Email me, carlos@bearwoodtraders.com, and I'll send you a link later today. All right, so here's for the BBT membership, Andrew, this one?
Yes, BBT membership,
All
free
right.
elite membership. Even if you're a member, is okay. We give you extra.
Okay, here we go. Congrats to Q Love. Congratulations. So you're the winner. And then for the 50% off any boot camp, here it is. Khaled. Look at you,
Khaled
man.
Sayed.
One of our good time members here and viewers on YouTube. So congrats, guys.
Congrats, guys. Appreciate the support. Tomorrow we're gonna do again another one, and we're gonna actually do one Thailand, free Thailand. We're gonna finalize it. Amazing resort, 5-star resort for 6 nights. Really amazing retreat. So that will be one free for you and your +1 as well on YouTube for the members of Lambo and Garbage Truck. For those of you who don't want to pay $19 and join us. All right, so we're gonna go to YouTube. I think the legend himself, Thor, is there. He's probably traveling somewhere in the airport.
No, I'm home, boss.
You're home? Okay. Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. But if I sign up for Lambos and garbage trucks, can I get on this Thailand for me +1 deal, or is that
absolutely Lambo and garbage truck? And again, if you get to 1 million, we're gonna give 1 Tesla, maybe 2 million. I'm gonna give a Lamborghini away, like Mr. Beast is doing.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna sign up then.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And handing it over to Gary, two of our best traders, Gary and Paris, in chat room, YouTube, Thor. If you have any question, email me, guys, and all the best. I might actually do a recap later and post it on YouTube as well.
Absolutely. Thanks. Well, thank you very much, boss.
Thanks,
for
guys.
appreciate that.
Thanks for
Everybody,
joining us.
the books. I mean, it's amazing. Oh, sorry, Brian. Sign off, buddy. Do your thing. No? I stepped on. I think
Hello.
so. All right, wait. But no, there it is. I hear you. I miss you, Brian. Just hugs. All right. So before we get our segment, as y'all know, it is Wednesday. It is Brains Day. I wanted to give you a real quick recap of mine, and then we're gonna have a really fun day to do. For those of you who are into drawings, we're actually doing a drawing today too, but we're doing it for an hour of Dr. V's time, and we're gonna do it at an end of this session. So I'm sponsoring an hour with Dr. V. So for anyone who needs some help with their psychology, I wanted to make this segment bring some more, to bring more for y'all, and I want y'all to get what you need. So we're gonna have, some time with Dr. V when she gets here. So today, and then we're gonna do a drawing kind of at the end of the day, similar to what we did here. Dr. V is our in-house psychologist that we have here at Bearable Traders and P Capital. And she's going to be on today. So you'll get to know her. And if you really like her and you want to talk with her, you can. She's a practicing clinical psychologist, PhD, as well as a futures trader. Also, you can see on my screen real quick, I'm short in Tesla after taking one stop. Thanks, Tesla, for the help. But we did that. You know what, Milnix, why don't you hang on to that question and we can actually ask Dr. V about that when she gets here, because I think that's a good one. For any of the members of Garbage Trucks and Lambos, same multiplier exists on that one, and we'll have a good time with that. So today we are actually going to have our first hot seat session. So we're actually have one of our members from YouTube is going to be coming in for a 3-screen with me and Dr. V and talking about this journey. So it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. And then, and we'll do that. So she's here with us now, Dr. V. So great to see you. AC/DC coming in strong. Rock on.
What's up? Hey, great to see you people. Good morning. How are you? And like I always say, welcome home. You are now home. You are now safe. And yeah, that's exciting today. So we are having our first hot seat.
That's right. And I love that. Yeah, welcome home, everybody. This is where we get to be cool. We just have, take the walls down. We're gonna, this is like Alcoholics Anonymous, but for
Yeah.
traders, right? So hi, Dr. V. My name's Thor. I'm a horrible trader. We're gonna do some of that kind of stuff. So everybody for the doc, thumbs up and all that stuff, and let's get that out of the way. Also, for anyone who won, don't forget, and whenever don't forget to email Carlos if you won from the earlier drawing. So awesome. So yeah, Dr. V, Sean, Ben, and Sean has been sporting kind of like one of our weekly things now is waiting to see if she's going to show up with a different rock T-shirt. So oh yeah, AC/DC, right? So and Dr. V rocking the killer view as always. So EA, my name is EA, and I have overtraded. Exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. So we should never say, hi, I'm a horrible trader, but what is wrong with us, right? So
oh, this
sometimes
is
it's
true.
I drink too much, and sometimes it's I trade too much. Okay. So trading will never fill the void, guys. Okay, there's nothing to be filled by the markets. The markets they don't owe you anything. We have to remember that. We stop expecting the market to make us right and to give us something. We just do our job and we find out if we're right or wrong. That's it.
Yeah, for those of you who don't follow Dr. V on Instagram, she is at Dr. Vanessa Charland on Instagram, and she actually put up this really nice post. It did really well over the weekend, but it was saying trading will never fill the void, and I found that like really true. You know what I really like that, and I actually I had a trade on platinum after hours last night. Go commodities, right?
No, lovely.
Right. So I bought that, but as I posted, I just thought about like how lucky I was and how amazing it was for having a weekend where I could travel and spend it with people I really cared about. You know what I mean? And then I could just get home and then just trade, but it wasn't the money of the trade that filled the void. It was the spending the people I cared about. It was the getting the experiences and do the things I wanted to do. But even when I was trading and started making money, I always noticed like I would make money and I just wanted to make more money. It was never really the money that made me feel happy. It was that other part. So it's really true what you said there. I really, really like that post a lot.
So maybe you're showing your trade on Tesla right now. Have you walked us through the trade already, or can I ask you questions regarding the trade?
Yeah, you can certainly ask me questions on it.
So it's a R4?
Yep.
Okay. So you went short there and you cut your trade, right?
Yeah. And I cut it at 1R loss because that's where my stop was.
Okay. I was just wondering because usually you have a higher stop, like around like higher than the level, and I saw a red level there, so I thought that
So
your
the
stop.
red level is the trading view calculated one. Because I draw those on because I like to use them. So I'll on the first one, I was a little early. So I like where it was at, and there was a nice chance to run, but I ran my stop above R4 because I had a feeling if it ran R4, I would get a better RVR potential just to get out, take the R stop, and get back in. So then once it went above R4 and through this really beautiful, volume inverse, hammer here and then made the new low, I re-entered and threw my stop all the way above the high, which that's more traditional, I think, for what you see out of me, because you can see my target on this one, on this bracket here, is run it all the way down to right there, and that's going to be my target, 339.87. So that's more of my traditional positioning.
I really like that because when you said the first time you put your stop, I think makes a lot of sense because if we are above R4, then it's another play, right? So there's
Right.
no, just for the people that are starting to use the system or are still using the system, I mean, it's very important to say, well, not in every situation my stop has to be a little wider because now it's another play. I don't want to be in a breakout.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Gator Dunn's calling me out. Thor's on the hot seat. Hey, this is why Dr. V is here. I'll be honest, like Dr. V is my performance coach for the record. I work with Dr. V because she comes through my small mentoring group and helps us in there. And I've really worked with her on some psychological aspects myself, right? Dr. V is the real deal. When I bring her on the show and I have her here for you every week, the reason why I wanted her to be the person on here, there's lots of people who talk performance, right? Had to be her. Why? A, she's the best. Number two, she's a real doctor. Number three, she's a real trader, right? She actually trades. She trades futures. She crushes. Right. She broadcasts on, other networks all over the place. I mean, she's high demand, she's killer, and she hangs out with us once a week. So, but yeah, thank you,
And
doctor,
you give
I
me,
always appreciate the critique.
and again, no, it's not critique. It's more like what's in your brain so that other traders that are mentored by you, are looking up to you, are saying, okay, this is his thought process. It's very important. It's not every situation that you will put a wider stop, because here in this specific setup, it's not the recipe. Above R4, it's not happening for a short. So I'm not gonna, have a wide stop in this instance.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she's a BBTer, as Gator Don is saying in here. She also works at P Capital. So for any of you who are looking to work with her, she has material that she's building. She's building new futures courses that you're going to be seeing coming out on through Bear Bull Traders, and I think on Trading Terminal. So she's got lots of stuff coming on. There's some inklings of her writing a book. I mean, keep your eyes out, people. Like, keep coming on Wednesdays and hang out because, you know, yeah, exactly. So how do you determine our target, Mohammed? So Mohammed, for me, it's very simple. And I know Dr. V and I don't always agree on this one. But I just kind of use a rigid 4-to-1 off of my entry. So for instance, since this was high of day, I threw my stop up above the largest order, and then I ran a 4-to-1 target because that's what I do. But you'll see all the time it'll bounce off of near my side. It'll come up and it really ticks people off to see them come back. But for me, statistically, I hit these all the time. Right. So it's just, 70, 80%. There we go. Filled. Boom.
Oh my gosh, that was like perfect.
But did you see my so real quick before we go back in and then we'll bring our guy Nav on. This platinum
It's
trade.
okay, and it's okay to hate him too, you can love him and
Look at the
hate
turnaround.
him.
Look at the turnaround on this platinum.
Woo!
Look at the turnaround off of it.
Jeez.
I mean, talk about top ticking, right? Haha. That was a 4-to-1 target off of I ran it right below S3. So that was 2 contracts of PL. What are we up to? Let's go.
Maybe more traveling.
More traveling, that's right. I heard Boston's really nice this time of year, so I might go check that out.
Wow.
So anyway. All right. Okay. So now I think do we have our hot seat guy here yet? I need to check with Carlos.
Yep, we do. He's on, ready to go, brother.
All right, we got our hot seat guy here.
Hi, Carlos. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Syed says go to Italy. Only if we do a meetup. Then I'll come.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
What's
Hello,
up?
hello,
Can you guys hear
welcome.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
How you doing, Thor?
Oh,
Hi,
I'm
Dr.
doing
V.
fantastic.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm on vacation. I'm in St. Augustine
Oh,
right now.
really?
So I'm outside of my normal habitat, but it's good.
Yeah, are we having lunch later? Is that what's going on?
Are you? Yeah,
in-
aren't you close? Aren't you somewhere around here?
Yeah, I live in St. Augustine.
What? What?
Yeah.
I'm that close? That's
So
crazy. That's awesome. I love this
email
place.
you. I'll email you afterwards. Maybe we can meet up or something just to say hi for a few minutes.
That'd be incredible. I love how red all the buildings are in the town. It's crazy. It's actually incredible.
Right, isn't it beautiful? Awesome.
Yeah,
How
I could
fun
live
is
here.
that?
It's great.
Right? Right. So it's so good to have you on, bud. And being our first I guess hot seat here, which is this was kind of Dr. V's brainchild here, was that, she
Mhm.
was like, it'd be so fun to just bring someone on, and then we asked you set out. So maybe
Mhm.
we have you start a little bit about just introducing yourself and just kind of
Uh-huh.
giving us kind of like an general overall, and then we're gonna both duck and cover and see what happens, because Dr. V
Okay.
gets into doc mode. We're just gonna have some fun here and see where this goes. So but
Sounds
yeah,
good.
so first off, please go ahead and introduce yourself and all that. So hello and welcome. Thank you. Everyone, thumbs up for our
Hello.
guy here.
Well,
Yes.
my name is Nav. I've been watching you guys for a very, very long time. I'm 20. I'm a pre-med student from Ohio. I live in Cincinnati. I discovered trading like when I was maybe 13 or 14, just super young, and I got into it. I think I like used my dad's Robinhood account or something, and I like just got really intrigued that this is something that people can do. But fast forward, I read Andrew's book, and then since then there was just no looking back. Spent a lot of time just reading other books. I started trading in a simulator, and then I blew up as soon as I started trading. Once I had my money saved up, but I've been trading live since start of last year. Um, I was originally a reversal trader, so I used to trade like top reversals. That was what I had the most success on, and I did attain consistent profitability. I think my setup was like 70. I think I had like 75 or so percent win rate if I remember my numbers correctly, but it wasn't the right system for me. I think from a temperament standpoint, and I learned now, like upon reflection, that I took way too much risk. I would size too much. It was almost like I was too impatient, and every losing day was a blow up. So I would have a very, very high win rate, and most of my days would be green. But every single time I would take a loss, it would take out 2 weeks of profit or like a week of profit. And
You and I are now.
um,
You and I are we're gonna be in the same spot on that one, buddy. Like that was my
yeah.
biggest adversary in the early part of my game,
Hmm.
was allowing days, if not weeks, worth of hard work just to be
Hmm.
shredded. And I don't know if you have on a different screen the YouTube live chat pulled up so you can see it, but you're
Uh-huh.
getting quite a bit of love here
Oh,
out of the
awesome.
YouTube family.
I
I
got a
mean,
lot
this
of
is
friends in that
stoked.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yay.
so a lot
I
of people
think
are stoked to actually see you on there.
cool. I think what my problem was, is I really did not like the idea of like accepting a loss or walking away from a loss. And that was pretty deeply ingrained within me, especially because I started reinforcing that behavior. So as I was predominantly trading short and being a short seller, especially as a day trader, it's really risky because your loss really has no there's no end to your loss. And what I would do is if I would blow my stop loss, I instead of getting out of the position, I would double down and double down and double down. Like if I showed you my trader view
Mm.
on some of these trades that I've taken, it's like where I should be getting out of the trade as the chart is just climbing, going northeast. I'm just adding, 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 and I got into this really vicious cycle of you know I would average down, and the unfortunate reality about averaging down is it works a lot of the time. And so I really was just
Yep.
intoxicated on
Until it
that
doesn't.
85% of the time. Yep. Yep. And then the one time where the averaging down wouldn't work, I would walk away with like hundred, like six, $700, $1,000 loss. And it would just take all the profit that I'd gained. So it was a pretty vicious cycle, but somehow I was able to maintain like incredible profitability. Like at the start of this year when I was still trading those reversals, I think I was up maybe 25% within the first 2 months on my account. And it was just because I would just size up so tremendously. But I learned that I was just a nervous wreck. Like I would start every trading day very, very nervous because I think the fear centers in my brain are used to having such a strong response because every loss is like the end of the world. And so when I say it reinforced the behavior, it's like I got more and more scared of losing. And so then I got more and more unwilling to actually walk away from the loss, creating bigger loss and then just it was just a cycle. And I learned that, and I learned that I didn't have a lot of structure sort of around my trading. And eventually I had a big blow up where I just wiped away everything that I had made. And so I had to take a step back and just really humble myself and understand that the simulator would be the only way I could progress as a trader. I felt almost powerless over my own emotions, over my own sort of discernment. And then as soon as I would take a loss, I would go on full tilt. So I actually have a journal where I wrote down, I was like, I have no control over myself at this point, and I have to just, the only way I can do this is if I go to a simulator and do it all over again. And so then I really started building around my trading. I wrote affirmations saying like, I don't trade for the rush, I don't trade for the thrill, the fear. I don't trade for money. I don't trade because it's what makes me a good person. I don't trade to win or lose. I just trade to
So
be the
Nav,
best participant.
ironically
Yeah.
enough, I have a similar experience with one of Dr. V's meditation sessions I was doing, where I actually heard in my own voice, I don't take trades, I take setups. You know what I mean? So it was
Right.
kind of like that same
Right.
kind of concept. So bringing Dr. V into this, I mean, that's, we're getting a pretty good amount of information there. So I mean, it really sounds like an awesome, a pretty hard fought beginning to the journey, like we all go through with the bag holding and
Mhm.
stuff like that, huh?
Right. But I think during that hiatus, it was really good for me because I wasn't really that involved in watching you guys live and having that community. I was just doing it all alone, and that really didn't help. But as I took this little hiatus from trading the way I had been trading, I actually I found a friend of mine who's also into trading, and we sort of became accountability partners. And now every time I trade, I'm gonna text my friend like how it's going, what I did I follow my rules, and then likewise for him to me. And so that really created that sort of real sense of accountability. What else did I do? I have a very set in stone routine, especially in the morning, and there are things that I have to do that if I don't do it, I feel like I'm missing that armor that would shield me from going on full tilt. Um, After watching you, Dr. V, and some of the advice that you gave on this very live stream, it's something that I added was just the breathing exercises where I would just close my eyes, take some deep breaths, just enter the present and be like, it's okay. It's okay. And you know what? If I lose today, I'll walk away with a 3R loss. It's no big deal. And I know that over time, with the way the numbers break down, I'll be okay. So it's just realizing like it's okay to lose. But yeah, I did that routine in the morning with the affirmations and the meditation. I also just read more about trading, and I read One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore and all these other trades that's like I really wanted to see what it is that makes a successful trader. And then I realized I wasn't far off. The only thing that separates anybody from being a successful trader or not is the psychology. And so yeah, I took that time off and then simulator traded. And most importantly, I found a system that actually sort of worked with my temperament. And I'm not very comfortable with taking a loss because when I take a loss, I feel like there's something wrong with me. And the way I decided to fight that, I was like, let's do a setup where maybe I lose more, but it's a smaller, more manageable loss. So it's like reworking the wiring in my brain. So now I'm predominantly a scalper, like full on scalping. I trade like 920 bounces and momentum and a lot of VWAP breakouts early in the open where things are moving faster. It just works with my brain better. But so that's kind of where I stand right now. I would love to answer questions you guys have about like what my system is or how I try to keep on track.
Cool.
Wow. I just like big hearts. I give him some love. You are amazing. You
Right?
are
Thank you.
just doing everything right.
Is he 20 or is he 40? Like I'm trying to decide like with the
60.
Some days
maturity
after
we're
trading, I feel like
approaching.
I'm 40.
No, exactly. But it shows you how trading will mature your thought process, doesn't
Mhm.
it? Like it really makes you
Yeah.
like become this mindfulness journey. I mean, he's 20 years old, but he sounds like he's been through the trenches because he has.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah.
training journey is tough, right, doctor?
Yeah.
So you're showing a lot of emotional maturity. Whatever age you are, I know people of almost 60 years old that don't have that emotional maturity. Okay. So that is very important for trading. So I like, wow. And also the way you speak, you really, we can feel the authenticity. You really don't care, you know? You
Mhm.
just do your thing.
I'm
And
trying.
there's not
I'm
the
trying.
urgency anymore or the no, but it's the brain is making new connections and you're reinforcing these connections every single day because you're trading as a present person. And also you just when I do A, I do B. Okay. So you just reinforce these new loops. And also maybe you got disgusted with the way you were trading before.
Yeah.
You know, that's so disgust is a very strong emotion. And I think Tom Hooger talks about that in his book. He got disgusted with himself. So at some point, you're like, okay, it has to stop. And the going big thing, you know, the sizing too much. I've struggled with that a lot because when I go to the gym, I like to push myself, for instance. In my studies, I needed to be the best. Okay. So when I go to the gym and I take two, not heavy enough for me or what I know I'm capable of, I feel weak. I feel like a failure. You know, I want to push myself. So I thought small size would equal like being weak.
Right. Right. I resonate with that a lot. I have a background in athletics. I was a very competitive rock climber growing up, so I competed, did the whole thing, and just the way of training was very like gung ho, hardcore. You need to show up and you need to work hard and you need to make the results. And you are going to earn your results, and however hard that you work will therefore translate to almost a surefire result. So it's like the input leads to an output. And so that's how I would look at trading. And that's why like when I would put in the input and think I'm doing all these things and then still lose, like I'll find an A plus setup, and sometimes an A plus setup will not work. And usually that's where I would take the biggest losses is on a trade. I'm like, there's no way this could go against me. And then just trying to be hardcore and like, you know what? I'm going to do all these things and anticipate an outcome. But that's why I think the athletics and that sort of like frame of reason did not help me a lot in trading, and it required a lot of just re-navigating how to think about failure and loss. But that's very interesting that you say that with the working out.
It's we need another brain. That's why Mark Douglas talks about the trader brain. It's really a thing. It's full of paradox everywhere. So we really need to, when we're ready to trade, we switch brain. We become somebody else. So for me, I started, and it's still a struggle sometimes, but I started saying to myself, the smaller I go, the faster I'll get there. Because I was very impatient too, you know, let's do it. Like, I want to be like great at this right now. Just make it happen. But the problem is that if the trade doesn't work, then you lose a lot of money.
Right.
You know, just a normal loss, just a normal probability is hurting you so much that you keep blowing accounts and you think you suck at this more than you should, but it's just the size that is the problem, you know?
Right.
Not the market.
I have a weird performance parallel here. So this is like the difference, and it's both athletics and performance, but it's the difference between track and field and golf. Right. So golf is a sport, but the objective of golf is to who can get closest to the hole in the least number of strokes. Right. If you screw up and hit it too hard, you go in the water or you go in the sand and you're done. Right. It's precision is what's important. Right. And practice does not make a good golfer. It's actually proper
Yeah.
practice in the proper way
Right.
that makes a proper golfer. Track and field, you can just
Mm-hmm.
start running. Like anyone can become
Mm-hmm.
a distance runner. Just start running a long time, right? Just put in the work, go hard, run
Right.
all day, every day. You're going to get strong,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get fast, right? But the
Right.
difference between those two performance parallels and one is way less forgiving, right? Golf, little chip in the
Mm-hmm.
wrong direction, you lose the whole game. Running, you fall down, you
Right.
just get back up and run again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a big
It's
performance
really
parallel
interesting.
there.
Yeah. I think when I read One Good Trade by Bellafury, something that I found interesting that sort of changed my approach was there's a section on what makes traders fail, and one of those sections is not hitting out on a trade, so not stopping out on a trade. But in the book, it said essentially that stopping out is a skill. It's a muscle that you have to work, and like the only way you actually will get good at stopping out is by doing it. And you could even speed up that process by thinking about old trades that you've taken and close your eyes, visualize. And then once it comes to your stop loss, you have to visualize actually getting out of the trade. And so I started doing that, looking at previous trades where I blew my stop by like 1, 2, 3 points. And I was like, if I just press the button, we're good. You don't have to blow up. And the visualization definitely really helped with that because it is the proper practice, but it's refreshing to know that it's not like I'm horrible or I'm stupid or I'm not cut out for it. No, it's simply just practice.
Yeah, and I have a very nice book on golf psychology that Mike Bellafiore recommended. It's about like golf practice doesn't make perfect or something like that. It's a very nice book, and I think there's so many parallels with trading in that book. I read it 2 years ago. I don't know if somebody knows the title. Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Dr. Bob Rotella. So he's a psychologist, he's a performance coach for golfers, and it's a small book and it's a very interesting one. So if you
Mm-hmm.
ever find something to read this summer, I would recommend that book. I really
Okay.
like that you talk about visualization, because the brain doesn't make a difference between what we
Mm-hmm.
imagine and what we go through for real. So that's why it's so
Right.
powerful. Also, hypnosis is very powerful because you're even deeper, you're in an altered state of consciousness. So you're more open
Mm-hmm.
to suggestion in that state. And the
Mm-hmm.
way to use these exercises is really, like you just said, I'm going to step out in my head over and over again until my emotional brain just goes with it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about controlling the emotions. The emotions are like a messenger. They want to tell you something. They want to protect us.
Right.
So what's the message? And if we're scared of something, it's very healthy. And then we have to
Mm-hmm.
ask ourselves, okay, knowing that I'm scared of that specific context or topic,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do? What's in my power, my control to protect myself from that? So if you're scared of losing money, the only way you can protect yourself as a trader is to put a stop loss that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense for the market and that makes sense for your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. It's the only way you can protect yourself. So now,
Right.
knowing that, okay, I did everything I could control to protect myself, but it still feels uncomfortable because, again, I'm
Mm-hmm.
wired for survival, and losing money goes against survival.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, now I need to tell my brain over and over again that it's okay. I'm not gonna die. Nothing bad will happen. I'm gonna lose a little bit of money. But every
Mm-hmm.
time I'm losing a little bit of money, I'm protecting the rest of my money. So
Right.
yes, take my $100. Thank you very much for getting me out of this.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know?
That's very interesting. I've had a sort of a pendulum effect with the losing of money. It used to be more with losing money by getting stopped out. And so I was so scared of losing, and then I would blow myself up. But now, since I have sort of changed up my trading. Now something that I struggle with more is actually taking too much off of the table too soon, because though I've sort of changed up how I trade and gotten a little better with losing, now I'm like, well, I don't want to go back. And so that's one of my more recent behaviors is taking very aggressive partials to be like, if my trade is going green, I don't even want there to be a chance of going red. But at times that is disadvantageous. And that's something that I found interesting. That's like, it's sort of pendulumed where now I'm on the other side and I'm being more consistent and making profit, but it's now I'm losing money on this side instead of the other side.
And so again, this is very interesting because you don't know the outcome of a trade. It's impossible to know. You need to have a bracket system that will work for you. Since we don't know the outcome, we need to project every time the same things. So let's say that Thor is taking an R3 short. He's going to target maybe central pivot and then S3, okay? But maybe today the price will go to S4 or S6, okay? And there's nothing, I mean, it's not fair for us to say, oh, I suck, I left so much money on the table. It's not true, because your system tells you that you have a profit target in mind. And if you take a partial, I don't mind about partials, but they need to be systematic, standardized, mechanical. Okay, I was talking with a mentee this morning. So maybe every time you get 1 hour in your trade, you take your stop at break even, right?
Yeah.
And maybe every time you get...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I was saying, oh, oops, my bad.
Go.
Go ahead.
Now with the lag,
Okay,
it can
I'll
be a
go.
little bit difficult, but I'm kind of with
All right.
her on here because I'll jump in. My Tesla trade's exactly what you guys are kind of she's talking about today, right? My first trade was a stop, technical stop. Didn't care, just like you talk about, you know, it just didn't affect me. I got back in on the correct signal to get back in, and I went for 4-1. But why not 5-1? Why not 8-1? Tesla filled me and has now bounced and retraced right off of where I got filled on, and is now almost an R and a half back the other direction. Why 4R for me? Because that's stats based for me. Through my trading, 3R, I can make 4R, but if I go for 5R, I just don't make the money. My hit rate goes into the toilet. So I stuck at 4R, even though I'm going to miss out on 8R days. I'm going to hit 4R so often. Who cares about 8R days? You know what I mean? I'll just take my 4R and size it.
Yeah. Recently, what I've been trying to do is look at some of the trades I take, and I'm trying to implement a structure of partialing that makes sense, but it also lets my trades run, and not lose out on profit. So, for example, if I'm doing VWAP breakouts, like high volume VWAP breakouts, I'll use like the EMA 20 as an anchor for that trade, and I'll allow myself to partial, say like 2/3 of my position, like 60% of my position, and then the rest has to be you have to let it run until there's a break of the EMA 20, or like break of the trend, or even if I'm seeing the VPA and I'm looking for that strength and that continuation of the momentum, but if I see some really strong rejection candles, I'll just get out, and I'm trying to implement that more into the position, but I think then my psychology sort of found a way to weasel through that, because if I hear that I can take half my shares off partial, I'll partial even quicker with those shares, and then be like, okay, now I have to let it run, instead of just having that like more having the shares spread out. I guess if I give myself a number of shares that I need to just partial before I have to do the break even with the rest of them, I'll just do it earlier. And so it's I'm trying to like catch that that fear of losing that profit in a way that I can actually be successful in letting things run. But
so what I hear is that you want to get this right as soon as possible. So you're putting some pressure on yourself. And that's why you're afraid, I think.
Right.
Because you have to find the perfect recipe right away or soon, right? So because of that, you don't trust yourself. So you end up taking emotional decision while in a trade.
Right.
I want you to approach your trades as a scientist, because we are all scientists as traders.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that you need enough experiments, enough data to confirm or infirm a hypothesis that you have about your system. So
Mm-hmm.
for me now, you still are gathering data.
Right.
So don't pressure yourself or have some performance expectation on yourself, because now you're just
Right.
trying to find out with the more and more trades what could be
Mm-hmm.
the best descaling rules for you.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like when do I take some off? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to build something that will be standardized on the
Right.
maximum hit rate for those rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Yeah.
it will not be possible to capture the whole cake every day. You know
Right.
that.
Yeah.
We have to remember that. So do we want to be right or make money, right, Thor?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is not to have a perfect trade or a
Mm-hmm.
perfect recipe, you know, that's,
Right.
yeah, it's impossible. But a good enough recipe
Mm-hmm.
makes
Right.
sense on the data that I have. So now for me,
Mm-hmm.
just take the pressure off and approach the
Mm-hmm.
market with curiosity. We should approach the
Right.
market curious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I'm working on building more confidence in my new system. And so I think I've been taking those like little cheap wins so that I can like build up that psychological bandwidth to trust myself further down. But yeah, like you said, it's the recipe. I guess I'm still working on figuring out all the perfect ingredients, but you do have a point, and I think it'll be better for me to find more consistency in actually taking the partials, because whatever I do is the behavior that'll get reinforced. And so yeah, I think if I work on just reinforcing like a slower burn with the partials, yeah.
Just find your stride slowly and surely. Like every
Mm-hmm.
day, you're like, okay, I like the EMA thing. The 20 EMA makes sense. Usually
Mm-hmm.
it's a good trailing stop for me. So let's
Mm-hmm.
implement that. Okay. And let's
Right.
test it. Samples of trade.
Mm-hmm.
You want to isolate the variables though. So don't put a lot of
Mm-hmm.
variables at the same time, because it will be
Right.
difficult for you to isolate what works or what doesn't, right? Or what works
Mm-hmm.
better. And our decisions, our behaviors should never be emotionally driven. Fear is not
Mm-hmm.
a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
You being afraid of letting money on the table is not a strategy to take a partial.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
some
I think it
days
does come
you
from fear.
will. Some days you will, because it's not going to reach your target for the partial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But
Mm-hmm.
how can I protect myself? And how do I put my stop at break even? If yes, when do
Mm-hmm.
I take my, based on the setup that I have?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because break even is a fine line, like we need to know based on our data. Again, a break even is not a technical level, so it should never be an emotional decision.
That's my favorite
Mm-hmm.
saying that I've heard Dr. V say lately is break even is not a technical level. For me, by the way,
Right.
break even is the devil. I just do not enjoy that. I will hold for like an entire range back and still let it go through break even. I just refuse to use it. Now, get out for any reason you want to, just please not for break even. Like if it breaks the trend, comes through a moving average, anything. Like
Right.
I love it. Like it's great, but please not break even. But for me, I think in the partialing strategy, you just have to remember the more you partial, the harder you have to work.
Mm-hmm.
Partialing dilutes, position dilution is the number one destroyer of perfectly good positions. If anything, you should
Mm-hmm.
be adding as it moves down, not taking off, or adding as it
Whoa.
moves up, not taking off. Right? You should be pushing, not pulling when the things are going in your
Yeah.
direction. You should be doing
Mm-hmm.
everything the opposite of what your body tells you should do. You should do the
Right.
opposite when you're interacting with the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If the market's, if you said, oh
Yeah.
my God, it's about to sell, go long. oh my God, it's about to go. You know what I mean? It's, you have to get used to the
Mhm.
way the market entices you and tries to trick you into doing the things it wants to do. So like on Tesla, with I took a whole stop, full 1 hour loss, right? Boom, done.
Mhm.
$200, buy, gone.
Bye
Right.
bye.
For the record, the $200 was gone as soon as I hit the button. Right. As soon as I hit the button, that $200 is gone. Right. I just lost it. Now let's see
Mhm.
if I make any money back. The investment's out there. Right. So now I'm
Mhm.
going to sit here. Okay, that one's gone. Now I'm back in. Now I got within $1.50 of the top tick, and I got within $1 of the bottom tick with my entire position.
Mhm.
Tell me how to make more money without adding. Right. You can't.
Right.
Right. The only way I could have made more money on this position if I actually had added in at key levels on the way down, which for me, since
Mhm.
I actually kind of stink at playing in the range and I cost myself positions, just doesn't give me money. But I mean, kind of
Mhm.
think about that as you're going into this stuff. You know, if anything, that's one thing maybe to work through that all. This is what got me from where you are now to where
Mhm.
I am now, was actually not, was now that you're feeling the technicals, you're right more often than you're not directionality. Now, how do you actually make money, right? How do you actually, you know, without having to over leverage, without having to trade like a crazy person, you know, without
Mhm.
having to do all kinds of weird tricks? You don't want to sit down and spend 15 hours, you know, trying to figure out a position, right? You want to see an
Right.
alert come in on your mobile phone at 11:30 at night and then go, oh, platinum's in the right spot, boop, right? Go back to
That'd be
sleep and
nice.
throw it on the ground and wake up, right? I mean, but that's, you know, that's almost a decade now worth of systematic
Mhm.
approach to the market and experience, right? And you're 20.
Mhm.
You're 20.
Right.
My
We're
gosh, if
getting
I
there.
was 20. Also, like, I'm teaching my son to code right now and feeling like I'm failing him as a father by not giving him my Robinhood account. So we might need to turn this thing around. But no, I'm just kidding.
Amazing.
That's awesome, man. So I mean, just really good perspective. Back into the chat real quick for just 2 seconds because I don't want to forget about y'all. For just a minute. Thank you so much for all the kind stuff you've been saying about how this story and his story is resonating with all of you. And I agree with y'all that this repartee to this has been one of my favorite sessions. I think this repartee here has been amazing between him and Dr. V. Don't forget, thumbs up. Also, we just shared, because it was requested multiple times, Dr. V's Instagram and some of her personal information into the room. So if anyone is looking to work with Dr. V, both either it can be personal or trading, she does it all, folks. So if you want to do that, make sure you can do that. Also, we are going to do a drawing and right before the last 5 minutes. So we're going to talk for a few more minutes here with our guy Nav, and then we're going to let him go, and then we're going to do a little bit of a drawing here. Anyone who is a member of Garbage Trucks and Lambos does get a multiplier towards the drawing, and that is a sponsored hour of Dr. V's time. So all you got to do is we shared her information. So just contact her, say I'm the winner with your name, and then she will figure that out. And then she'll have to send me the bill because I told her I would sponsor this thing. So y'all better get this, man. You guys don't understand what I'm doing for y'all here. So let's make this work. So Nav, V, back to y'all too for a few more minutes, and then we'll roll this show. What a great segment. I really appreciate, you know, it's been a lot of
That's
fun.
awesome. I just want to bounce back on what you just said with the partials. I think we have to be careful because when we are developing our skill, we need to build psychological capital. And why,
Mhm.
you know, after Thor, after 9 years of trading, why you know what you know and your conviction comes from the data, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Nav needs more data,
Yep.
okay, behind his belt. So partials are good because it builds green in your account when you start, when you develop. And as more data as you get, now you have the conviction maybe to hold to your target, to your final target,
Mhm.
because you've
Right.
seen it so many times.
Mhm.
But first, let's build the foundation. And the foundation is having a set of rules that is simple enough for you to follow, a system that each time you press
Mhm.
the button, your hands are off the wheel and the system works
Mhm.
for you. So maybe in when you start, you will have a partialing system because it
Right.
builds capital and psychological capital. Also,
Mhm.
your mind is not on the money aspect of trading yet.
Right.
So you don't care about partialing. It brings
Mhm.
confidence And since you don't care about the money, well, guess what? Even if you make a little less money because you're partial, you don't care because you're trying to build something for you. And the psychology aspect is so much more important than the money aspect. And then when you have your big database, then you can say, okay, when I hit my VWAP with big volume, usually I can have like a 3-hour trade. It works, just works based on my data. So now you have the conviction to do it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So continue the great work. And I have a post in mind also for Instagram today that it's not your trades hit rate that is important. It's your rules following hit rate that matters.
True.
And what is your real hit rate? That is what is important. So continue the great work. You're doing amazing. Now you're at the spot where, okay, now I trust myself for the way I approach the market, the way I get in a trade, okay, the way I work with my emotions, I work with my past, okay, I'm more integrated as a person. Now I just need to take the pressure off and build that recipe slowly with data. I am patient. I'm a scientist.
Yeah, it's all about building consistency. I've learned. I have one Google Doc, and I would actually recommend like everybody that's listening would do this. I have a doc with 3 tabs. Or let's see, yeah. So I have one with all my rules, and I have them listed down. And I'll have like a list of maybe I think it's maybe 10 to 15 rules, like do's and don'ts, active/passive, like rules. And then I have another tab on the dock with my playbook, and it's all in one page. It's all my setups that I use. And then the third dock is where I have a bunch of charts. I have a bunch of examples and like back testing where I'm looking at charts, I'm looking at price action, and I'm trying to really hone in my playbook. But something that really helped me is like the rules and the affirmations. And I actually record all my trading sessions. So highly recommend if you just download OBS on your computer for all the viewers, and you can just do like a screen record with even a camera, like the camera that you guys are seeing, just like in the corner somewhere on the window. And it was something about like recording my trades and actually reading my rules out on camera and then trading on the video. It just for some reason changed how I would approach it. It's like I feel like I'm almost like trading for an audience, if that makes sense. And I find myself like vocalizing and like talking as if I'm like you guys are doing, like I'm narrating what I'm doing. And that just really puts these guys, the frontal lobe, so much more in control instead of just like if I'm just sitting silently. So I highly recommend like having a set of rules that you actually read to yourself consistently with some affirmations, and having a routine in the morning where you just have a way to center yourself, be present, and then be like, yeah, this trading thing, it's just a job. It's not my life. So
Wow.
I
Words
think
of
that's
wisdom.
powerful.
You're inspiring. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Wow.
Absolutely.
Give
I'm
some
inspired by
heart,
you guys.
some love,
Yeah,
people.
everybody
This
in
is
the chat room,
amazing.
give a little love out to our guy Nav and say thank you so much for having you out. Nav, are you inclined? Do you want to share your socials or anybody with the room so people can like connect with you out there and talk? If you're private, it's cool. You can just be like, no, put your hand. But I figure since you're willing
Oh
to share
no,
your face,
well,
maybe.
if you want to talk to me, I'm always watching the stream. So I think a lot of people, I have a few people that I'm always just interacting with, but I'm always in the live stream, and I might try to get like a Discord group going or something with just a bunch of the BBT members and like learn more about everybody's story. But otherwise, I think I'm a little private with everything.
Well, talk on the Discord side of things. Talk with like Eamon, for instance, or Carlos, because BBT does have a Discord, so you can certainly probably, meet some traders through that somehow. I'm sure they could work out.
Sure.
Also, we'll see you in the room, especially, and then shoot me an email after we're done with. I don't know your schedule, but like I said, maybe we can hang for a bit afterwards or something like that. We
Cool.
can
I'm here
but
till
I'll see.
Saturday, I think. So got a ton of days.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
Yeah.
chat. And then, all right, cool. Well, also real quick before we let him go, thanks to Amber and Michael. Both thank you for signing up for Garbage Trucks and Lambos. We are gonna get this drawing going here in just a few minutes. I believe we're gonna use the hashtag Meet with Dr. V. So get ready with that to get going here. We're gonna do that in just a minute. So as we go, just any parting things, Dr. V, for our gentleman caller today?
I'm just impressed, and keep up the good work. And I think it would be interesting to have you later come back on the show and present your new system. How is it working?
Sure.
And yeah, just your data.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
guys
you
so
so
much for
much.
having me. This is crazy. Shout out to Andrew and his book.
Yeah,
And his new book
of
is very
course.
nice as well. I started reading it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
awesome.
don't
Thank you guys.
forget to get Andrew's new book, trade book,
Mhm.
how to build a complete trading system. You know, so it's a good one. Also, don't forget a complete day trading system, also available. Just throwing mine out there too in case you get confused. But yeah, hope everyone has a good one. All right, we're gonna get started with this drawing here in a second. Nah, thank you so much, buddy. Great hanging out with
Thank you,
you.
Thor.
And
Thank you,
we'll have a
Dr.
good
V.
one here. And then Carlos, if you want to pull him, and then if you want to help us out with this drawing, and then we can rock in. I think we're gonna do. How do we spell it, Carlos? Hashtag meet with Dr. V, something like that, I think.
Exciting.
All right, Carlos posted it, meet with Dr. V. So obviously if you're a member of Garbage Trucks and Lambos, right, you get a multiplier, which makes you 4 times more likely to get to meet with Dr. V than every other one of us. I actually put my hashtag in there too, because just because I'm paying for it doesn't mean I can't get a psychology session out of this. I actually put mine in twice. Actually everyone posting here are all me. But so just go ahead.
Unfortunately, we took out the moderator, so you won't get checked on. Are you a moderator? I think you are in the chat, right? Sorry, Thor. Sorry, man.
That
Dreams.
hurts.
Ruin, that hurts. Nah, that means I'm not gonna get that free trip to Thailand Andrew was promising me for me and a +1.
It hurts me too, man. Hey, it hurts me too. I'm on the same boat. We could hurt
He
together.
said I could get on it. He fibbed. I don't like it. All right, give you guys another minute or so. Let's go ahead and put in there, and then we're gonna stop, and we're gonna be doing a drawing for one person out of everybody. So if you don't get picked and you still want to meet with Dr. V or work with Dr. V, then we did share her personal information, her social, and her email, so you can obviously contact her to work with her directly. So Carlos, whenever you're ready, buddy, I will let you do the thing.
Ready to go. All right, here we go, guys. Here's the winner for today. Satish Kumar. Congratulations.
Oh,
Congrats.
nice. Congratulations. So make sure you email go ahead and actually I'll have you just email Dr. V. Dr. V, we're gonna share it on the feed. So
Vanessa at bearabletraders.com. So
Vanessa at bearabletraders.com. So, and then if anybody else didn't happen, if you still want to work with Dr. V, but you didn't get picked because maybe, you only put in meet with Dr. V 10 times instead of 15 times, then you can also email and, just work with her otherwise. So otherwise, I am going to probably run one of these every month or so just to keep things spicy around here and to make sure you keep coming back. So we really appreciate, having y'all all in here. Dr. V, I know we only have a couple minutes before you got dipped and get behind the paywall to do the BBT's Back to the Future segment, which is, one of everyone's favorite segments. So just like a minute or so, you want to close us out? Any closing words here?
I would like to know if the chat liked this session format today. Like, is it something you like, like the hot seat? We like it. I liked it.
Do you want more? I liked it. What do you think, chat room? Do you want more hot seat?
Maybe once a month, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they like it. Okay. The best. Ooh, Pretty Bird, the best. I like the best. More
And
rock shirts, please, from Humberto. Okay, understood. We understand. We need a budget. We need a rock shirt budget for our show. I
and
gotta get.
I need another VVT t-shirt. I have only one.
So we need some BBT swag. We can send some signed shirts.
Yes, send shirts, please. It's Christmas soon.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much out in YouTube landia out there. We really appreciate you. Again, welcome. You know, we like you guys to think about this segment as coming home, a place where you can feel relaxed, calm, and able to talk about the darkest side of trading to the lightest side of trading. And nobody better to do that with than our own Dr. V. So Dr. V, thank you so much again for spending Wednesdays with us. We'll see you all over at BBT behind the paywall shortly. Much love, everyone. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dr. V.
guys. Bye.